Well, the best thing is we practiced against it as much as we can simulate it. It's hard to simulate this noise, so the players around him have got to help him.
There's a lot of unknowns about their quarterback, Joey Aguilar. How will you adapt on the fly against him?
Well, we'll see what they're trying to do. They're really talented outside. They got a great running game as well. This will be fun.
Hey, Coach.
You tried to simulate it by putting the speakers at practice to 12. Nobody plays it louder than Kirby, but it's still not quite the same as this.
And take this in. How good is it?
Kirby wants his defense on the field first, won and deferred. So you're going to see Josh Turbeville, the the Dogs kickoff man. Will boot it away. Peyton Woodring handles the place kicking and the kickoffs, and Peyton Lewis back deep for Tennessee. About to see Joey Aguilar walk into all this. Good thing they're on his side. And a touchback. He's 24 years old, from the Bay Area. Zero-star recruit, almost gave up football. COVID cost him a couple of years, wanted to be a fireman. City College, San Francisco. Diablo Valley Community College. Appalachian State, again, thought his career was over. Then Diego Pavia wins the lawsuit. He gets one more year, goes to UCLA. Was there for like 4 months until Nico Iamaleava showed up. Then he took Nico's old job, and he's here at Tennessee.
Everybody have all that. In other words, he's been through it, and he's come through the other side, and they feel they got a guy that can lead this team. We'll find out today how real that is in the SEC.
Deshaun Bishop is the back. They'll rotate them. A nice high percentage throw to get Aguilar going, and they'll pick up 8 yards.
Now, the great thing about Aguilar, Chris, is he's experienced. You know, in this transfer portal era, they love to have vets that could come in, especially at this position.
Second and short handoff. Bishop plows ahead, and they get the drive going.
This offensive line, as you mentioned in the open, how important it is to be able to have the complement to Aguilar. This offense starts with their running game because it opens up every aspect of their vertical pass.
Play fake, zipped across the middle, caught by Kitzelman, and the tight end into Georgia territory. 2 accurate throws so far for Aguilar.
Important to know that Georgia, you just heard Kirby tell Holly about how they try to simulate the crowd noise, also try to simulate the tempo, but they didn't face this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in practice.
On the move, check down, and it's Brazel who's tackled quickly. It's a reshuffled offensive line again. David Sanders, all-world recruit at right tackle, still not quite ready for Tennessee.
Yeah, 4 new starters up front. Couple through the portal with Moy and Pendleton.
Deep drop. Fires downfield. Accurate throw. Caught by Brazel again. What a start for Aguilar and the Vols offense. 17 more.
Yeah, they're in great rhythm right now. Nice job of mixing in the run with the pass, varying the formations as well, along with the tempo. Georgia right now on their heels as a young defense trying to get on the same page.
Bishop barrels up the middle. This is familiar. Tennessee has really started fast against Georgia. Led 10-0 in Athens last November.
It's exactly right. They know when they get into the red zone, like any team, but especially today against Georgia, they can't settle for field goals. They need touchdowns.
Crossing route. Catch made. Staley out of his slot. Hard to guard. It's 1st and goal.
And right now, Georgia trying to mix up zone and man coverage. When they're in man, right now, underneath coverage is lost. Miscommunication, some busts. And every single time they have, Aguilar has found the open man.
5 for 5. This time it's a keeper. Touchdown, Tennessee. Welcome to Rocky Top, Joey Aguilar. Can't be better than that at the start.
Well, how do you keep a crowd in a game? You go right down the field. Quarterback's 5 of 5, 8 plays, 3 on the ground, 5 through the air, and you go up 7-0 to get this game started.
70. Remember what happened at the end? We won all those games, so he was prepared for this. 2 years ago, 75-yard touchdown run on the first play by Jalen Wright for Tennessee.
That's right.
Georgia worked their way back, and so here comes Gunnar Stockton. Running is a big part of it. Can they create explosive plays on the ground, but more importantly, can they loosen up the defense, Kirk, today by pressing the ball downfield? Shots have been a struggle through the first 2 games.
Some of that's been the coverage that they have faced. A lot of screens, a lot of quick game. Gunnar only averaging 5.3 air yards per target. It's 130th in the country after the first couple of weeks. So you're right. Tennessee wants to challenge him. Make him play quarterback from the pocket. Don't let him get out and create.
Rocking already. Look at it. Press the ball in the very first play. Nice ball downfield. And the catch is made by Colby Young. Dogs fans have been waiting for that.
Well, he got a blitz late. He recognizes a one-on-one opportunity. The blitz comes here. His eyes are up off that play action. He knows he's got his guy. Downfield, puts it out in front, and that's exactly what they want today from Colby Young. Great play to start for the Dogs.
He was 1 of 7 on deep shots before that completion. Stockton kind of stumbles as he runs for a few yards. Take a look at the impact players in a second here, but another look at the
Like I said, yeah, Chris, the blitz, a little stutter and go. There's the separation. That's a true freshman because their starting 2 corners are out. You got a true freshman who's talented, but first time he's seen SEC football in the very first play. Hey, attack him. Mike Bobo goes right at him against that blitz.
Young was a big play guy at Miami. Quiet year for Georgia last year, but very effective weapon. Stockton pulls it and then zips a slant to Zach Branch, one of the new arrivals from USC, and he is a very dangerous guy out of the slot. Got 10 yards there. Impact player is built by the Home Depot, and Georgia's got the ball.
Yeah, we just talked about Colby Young, Frazier to run the football, Tillander and Redmond on the other side.
And there goes Frazier. Miles forward down inside the 15.
Tielander's the leader. We met with him yesterday. Just a guy that walks into a room. You can see why he's a middle linebacker, why he's a captain of a defense, why he's the leader, 22. He's got to get them right with the different looks they'll get from Georgia. And then I just talked about Ty Redmond. He's one of our impact players because you knew he'd be tested as a freshman, and Georgia goes after him on the very first play to Colby Young.
2 elite corners out of the lineup for the Volunteers. Serious concern. Stockton looking to run. Has blockers off the right side and will muscle for a first down before Jalen McMurray, the star player, got him down.
Yeah, sometimes you get zone read. Other times you just get quarterback power. Give them the +1 for this defense to have to account. And when you start to worry about 14 running the ball, then you're going to create some one-on-one opportunities with a very talented group of wide receivers. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. They've got 5 or 6 that they feel can make a difference today in this game.
225-pounder Chauncey Bowen to the right of Stockton now. Stockton keeps it, eludes a man, and scores standing up. Georgia answers immediately. And each quarterback has a touchdown run. What a response.
Yeah, what a way to start this game. The AT&T connected clicker here. Watch him just kind of follow his tight ends, 4 and 7 around the end. Good job of reading this. See him collapse down. Missed tackle there on the edge, and he's able to get back, show you that natural ball carrier instincts that he has. That's how you answer in front of this kind of crowd after you give up 7 points. You come right back down in 6 plays of your own, and the Dogs show them, just like they have the last 4 years.
Then they muscle it in from the ground, and Joey Aguilar goes back out there for an incredible opening drive for him. 5 for 5 and a touchdown run.
What a response, like we said, and shows you the confidence that they have in Gunnar Stockton. Down 7, crowd going crazy, as loud as it can be. First play, after all the talk about not getting the ball downfield, they give him that chance to take that shot. And let's go back to that Tennessee opening drive because it happened very, very fast. It was a mix of RPO where the linebackers were coming up against the run game. At times, when they would blitz, good separation there from Brazil against the young corner. And then this time, you know, the linebackers underneath coverage just kind of getting lost there. And then the QB run game. They did not face one single third down in that opening drive. They were in attack mode. See what they follow that drive up with.
It's a run to Bishop. Picks his way around left end for 3 yards. They were able to pound Syracuse and East Tennessee up front. And Kirby said on tape the offensive line looks good even though it's been reshuffled a bit. And streaking downfield is Brazel, who makes the catch and runs to the end zone. Flag down. We'll see if it stands. He beat Ellis Robinson for 72.
Yeah, it's going to be a flag that they'll decline on Ellis Robinson. He got beat. He ended up trying to catch up, never fall on the football, interfered on Brazel, and then Brazel makes the play, keeping his feet, goes to the end zone.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. Philly declined. Touchdown.
This crowd in love with Joey Aguilar at the moment, pressing the ball downfield. Very high in his list of skills. We've seen it already.
Yeah, and this is an aspect of their offense. People talked a lot about Dylan Sampson last year. He led the SEC in rushing, and he had to adjust. Josh Heupel had to adjust his scheme to be more of a physical running team. The reality was Nico struggled with accuracy downfield, and as you've seen here, that's not been an issue with Joey Aguilar. If you're a Tennessee fan, how great is it to see that vertical pass game back in this offense? In these first 2 drives, Joey 6 of 6. 134 yards and a touchdown. We're 5.5 minutes into the game.
Shades of when Jalen Hyatt was here. They would attack right down the field.
Yeah, and I think they feel that this is a great group. And Georgia, again, stunned right now defensively. They've lowered the box against this run game. They're playing man-to-man. Safety gets downhill, so it's one-on-one on the outside. And against this offense, that's the reality. If you're going to put the numbers towards the run game, you're going to leave yourself one-on-one on islands. And that's Ellis Robinson, a 5-star from a year ago. He's a redshirt freshman. Gets beat, has the interference, and what a job by Brazel keeping his feet.
Second straight game that Brazel's had an early touchdown. The guy who came from Tulane. Looks like on the PAT, there's a Tennessee player down on the field, still being looked at. Looks like it's Bennett Warren, who's a backup offensive lineman, part of the PAT unit. Man's going to get a workout today.
Yes. Right.
They play Rocky Top like 10 times before the kickoff, and it's been wearing since this game got underway a few minutes ago. If you're Kirby Smart, I mean, okay, the first drive was one thing, but to get beat like that.
Again, typically what they like to do with Georgia is not have to commit numbers, meaning the safeties down, and then leave their corners one-on-one. They usually are good enough at the defensive line where they can beat up this Tennessee offensive line without having to commit. And what that allows you to do is keep 2 safeties back to prevent those deep shots. Good to see he's up walking it off Bennett Warren. But there they got caught cheating a safety down. They left them one-on-one, and they made them pay for it.
Say it's a long game. 85 degrees is the temp. The real feel with the humidity is 90 degrees. Kirby Smart, very mindful of that. We'll see as this game wears on. If they keep running up and down the field, it is going to be a test of stamina and conditioning. Zach Branch at the goal line as Tuberville boots it away again. Well, Georgia responded beautifully a few minutes ago. Got to try to do it again. They have to respect the shots, though. I mean, Mike Bobo, I like that right away, calling that in the very first play.
Well, and I think it's, especially like I said, all the noise on the outside about not getting it downfield. In this stadium, down 7 in the blink of an eye, and they said, no problem. Let's give our guy the ball, and let's show him we believe in him. And what a drive they put it together. Now, another answer needed by Gunnar Stockton and the Dogs offense. Last drive, it took him 6 plays to go 75 yards.
And up on the right side, that's Dwight Phillips, the speedster. He was stopped for a short gain. They wanted to re-emphasize the run game, Kirk, which was incredibly second worst in the SEC a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. And this is how you do it. You get Farouk downhill. Boom. He is a physical safety. You know, that's a spot that they're very thin. Had a couple guys graduate, a couple portal guys. So got some young, talented players.
Stockton zips it into traffic. Volunteer defenders bracketing the receiver. Arian Carter was close.
Oh, close. I think it went right through his hands. Seven had a chance there to come up with an interception. The underneath coverage at linebacker. That ball went right through his hands.
Third down snap, ball knocked loose and falls to the ground. And they were not signaling incomplete here. Ball finally picked up, but Jordan Ross off the edge pressured Stockton. They played with tempo in the first third down of the game, and Fowles brought the heat. They're having a conversation here. There wasn't an immediate signal of incomplete. Steve Marlowe in charge of the SEC crew today.
Illegal substitution, defense, more than 11 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Yeah, they ran on Joshua Josephs late. There's a little bit of confusion on Tennessee's side trying to get a guy off the field, but they definitely had 12 on the field.
Wanted to get a third down package out there, but Georgia was too quick for him. So now it's third down and 3, empty backfield. Pressure is picked up. Stockton, back shoulder throws incomplete, trying to get it to London Humphreys, and made a good effort, but the Bucs punt team comes out.
Instead of trying to get it underneath to a tight end, they decided to take advantage of some opportunities downfield. That's a one-on-one matchup. Back shoulder fade, timing pretty good. Humphreys just a little bit late reacting, just off his fingertips. Unable to convert, so the Vols defense does their job. First stop of the game.
Aussie veteran Brett Thorson ripped his ACL up, remember, in the SEC championship game. Second game back, still getting his form back, but he is an elite punter when he's got that. Boo Carter retreats and makes a fair catch at the 16. 51-yard punt. Seems to what does Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann have to do right now to try to stop the bleeding?
Well, what you have to do is put a roof on top of the defense, meaning keeping your two safeties back. You cannot keep leaving these corners on islands.
Looks like they're doing that right here in the first play. Tennessee's going to run it to Star Thomas, part of that rotation. The transfer from Duke. Terrific start to his Tennessee career. Short gain there.
Xavier McLeod, a good job there getting off the blocks. The reason you can play with two high safeties again is if your defensive line can win the battle up front in the run game.
Aguilar on the move, flips it short. Mike Matthews makes a man miss. They move to 6 again. Drive up and running at the 31. 14 more yards.
Yeah, that's man coverage, but a long way for Dalen Everett to come over and try to stay with Mike Matthews, who can fly. Good size, 6'1", 200 pounds.
The best cover guy. First down pass again, bobbled and caught. Just collecting the ball with Staley before the Dogs defense arrives. The gain is 3.
It's a new wave of wide receivers we're seeing here in Knoxville. Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, the two front runners, along with Razzle, who's back from a year ago.
For the first time, Aguilar is pressured, but he just sidesteps the pressure, and he finds Matthews. Xavier McLeod couldn't grab him.
Well, again, because of the athletic ability from Aguilar, what I love is he doesn't panic. It's, again, a guy that had a lot of starts at Appalachian State, able to get away from that potential pressure, got outside, and then didn't look to just take off and run. Kept his eyes downfield and found Mike Matthews, who did a good job of working back to him for that first down.
He got out of bounds, so it gave Georgia a chance to catch their breath and bring on fresh troops up front for this first down play. There's a slant, complete again. Matthews collects it. Holly?
Well, Joey Aguilar had to finish some classwork, so he didn't get to Knoxville until May, so he had to learn the offense over Zoom. When he did get here, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, trying to work with the coaches in the building.
Fast track preparation for sure. Did a great job. Showed up hungry and ready to learn. First incompletion there, and a flag is down. Looks like it could be a hold on Tennessee. Chris Cole brought pressure from the backer position, and it is a holding penalty.
Left tackle Lance Hurd, as you say. Georgia trying to do the best job they can, especially on the near boundary against his tempo of rotating corners on and off the field. You know, these guys are running 20, 30, 40 yards downfield almost on every snap because of the Tennessee receivers. So instead of just keeping two guys out there, and Daniel Harris and Dalen Everett, they're trying to get Jones and Robinson in there as often as they can. Try to keep these guys fresh.
Yeah, that's essential. Depth is important. We talked about the heat today and the stress on this defense.
Intentional grounding, number 6, is accepted. So lost it down at the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
So besides the hold, they felt that Aguilar was just throwing it away to the sideline there.
Yeah, there's the hold that they decline right there. 53 Hurd against Johnson. He kind of threw that football away. He's inside the pocket. And there's not a receiver. That's a good job. But, well, you can see a receiver kind of working towards the sideline. Bill, did you think that receiver was in play there, or was that the right call?
It's the right call. The official downfield has to make that decision whether or not that receiver would have been in the area, and his judgment was fine.
Okay.
Beginning to get a little pressure on Aguilar in this series. So the penalty means that wasn't an incompletion. He's still 10 for 10. 3rd and 13. Dogs drop and play coverage. And incomplete on the far sideline. And Tennessee wants and gets a flag. That's Robinson. Tough start for him, guarding Matthews.
Yeah, Matthews just got to the top of his route, wanted to try to work back, but there was a hold there by Robinson. And like you said, second time he's been called for interference. First one was declined. This one they'll take.
You're under constant
Pass
pressure.
interference. Defense number 1. It's a spot foul with an automatic first down.
As a DB facing this offense, it's intense.
And it was 3rd and 13.
Yep.
So Tennessee's able to catch a break. Kirby Smartboy, he finally had Tennessee behind the sticks. Had a chance to get this defense off the field, but the pass interference. They're going to get Ellis Robinson off the field and bring Everett back in. He's on the left side of the offense into the boundary.
Play fake. Again, Zipton Staley makes the catch and falls forward to the 33. Already 3rd catch for him.
Let's not overlook the accuracy that Aguilar is throwing with, not just statistically, but the reality is yards after the catch. He's putting it in a place where the receivers can catch the ball and have a chance to run with it.
Star Thomas, quick burst and then runs into traffic. Be a couple yards short on 3rd down and 2 now.
Pretty good when you all the talk about Aguilar and his travels, and he was at App State, and he went to UCLA, and now he's the quarterback here in Knoxville. How would he be? And he's 11 for 11 to get this game started for 185 yards.
Ethan Davis, Vols tight end, ran off the field holding his arm. That's what the delay is for. Thomas falls forward. Another first down inside the Georgia 30.
Good tough running that time by Thomas. He was met right close to the line of scrimmage by Gabe Harris Jr. Did a good job of getting off his block. Looked like he had a chance to maybe make that play short of the first down, but Star Thomas kind of has great feet, can make you miss. That time just lowered the shoulder. The Duke transfer and just picked up those 2 or 3 tough yards.
It's his 4th school. Quite a few guys on this roster that have multiple stops. Coffeyville Community College, New Mexico State, before going to Durham. 1 year now, Tennessee. Pitch on the edge, Staley again. Between a couple defenders, dragged down to the 22. Excuse me, that's Matthews.
Remember, Chris, you asked me at the beginning of this drive, what can Kirby Smart do? And I mentioned putting a roof on top. The reason you do that, you make Tennessee, instead of that explosive play, you make them have to drive the football. It's the 10th play. This will be the 11th play of this drive. So Tennessee finding answers to those safeties sitting back.
Across the middle, Kitzelman. And the tight end makes another impact play. The Vols got a first down in their red zone, 9 more yards.
Again, safeties are back. You got to make plays underneath, and then if you're throwing the ball accurately, you get the tight end and the receivers a chance to pick up those valuable yards after the catch, and that's what we've seen this entire drive, mixed in with a little bit of the run game.
Former Bama tight end, one of the alpha leaders of this Tennessee team. First down play fake, end zone, touchdown! Perfect strike, Chris Brazzell. Vols 3 for 3.
I mean, this isn't tricking them with tempo and, in different formations. This is just flat-out great execution by Joey Aguilar and Josh Heupel and his offense. Looked really well prepared, playing in rhythm, playing with confidence, and whether it's zone or man, they've got answers.
You come out of the Sun Belt, the one game against high-quality competition, Clemson cleaned your clock. He's starting 14 for 14, 213, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, pretty good start. Chris, I want you to watch K.J. Bolton, who's an outstanding player, and watch how he kind of gets lost here with his eyes. Doesn't really make a play on anybody. He got some crossers in front of him, but watch this outside move by the receiver, sets up that inside move to the post. But the free safety, K.J. Bolton, who's a great player, all-conference, maybe all-American caliber player, just got lost with his eyes in the backfield and with the receivers crossing in front of him, and he completely misses to get back and support the corner, and Brazzell makes him pay for it. Great job again by Aguilar throwing in rhythm.
Nobody has ever lit up a Kirby Smart defense for more passing yards than that in the first quarter.
This is the, you got to go back to Hendon Hooker's. The last time a Tennessee offense looked like this, whether it's Georgia or anybody else, just the execution of it, the way they're firing on all cylinders.
Branch at the goal line. And couldn't be an electric player in the return game, brought down at the 28. So now Gunnar Stockton and the Dogs have got to take a deep breath. Still plenty of time in this game, but your defense is struggling like you never see them struggle.
What worries you as a defense for Georgia, you give them a 21-7 lead. That's like getting into a 100-meter dash with somebody and giving them a 20-meter head start, and you're playing catch-up. You do not want this team to get too far away from you, because it's hard to catch up to an offense right now that's executing the way they are.
Josh McCray, part of a 5-man tailback rotation. He gets a few carries per game, gets a few yards there.
Tennessee mixing in some of their own depth. Edwin Spillman in right now. They're very high on him. Middle linebacker in for Thielander. And tough to make a check the line of scrimmage with this crowd.
Plenty of time on the clock. Cray again makes a cut and spins forward out across the 35. It'll set up 3rd and 2 now. So you're saying this third down's important even though it's really early.
Very important. Now, having a running quarterback in these kind of situations really helps, whether you utilize it or not. Just the threat of it, something that Tennessee's got to be aware of. Going to put him under center.
Handed off inside McCray. 3 carries in a row. Flag is down. It's enough for the first down at the 39. Check the marker.
Offside. Defense lined up in the neutral zone at the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
And it's Tyree Weathersby. You know, the offense is left side, defense is right side, right here on the edge. He's
been trying desperately to get healthy, was sort of questionable midweek. One of the many Georgia natives on this Tennessee roster. Dogs from the 40 now. Frazier in the backfield. Fake it to him. Stockton took a quick peek, and then, as he does often, nothing's there. Takes off quickly, takes a short sack by Caleb Herring.
You know, he drops back off this play action look. Watch his head. He's looking to his left. Doesn't see anything that he likes. See how he's looking over here. By the time he decides to come back to his right, there's nothing there. One of the areas he's really going to have to continue to grow is working through his progressions and sitting in that pocket when he has time to throw.
Paul's been good at getting after the passer this young season. Behind the sticks now, 2nd and 12. Pressure again. Stockton flushed and just throws it away. Rush got there in a hurry. That was Herring again. Tyree West in hot pursuit as well.
They've got a number of guys that can get after this quarterback. Herring has got great length. It showed you that time the kind of speed he has off the edge. You lose a guy like James Pierce to the NFL, you wonder who's going to be those next guys that kind of step up to do it. Herring there. Joseph in this situation, also a guy 19 that can get after him.
It's a committee, isn't it? Swing pass to Cash Jones. Their third down specialist had a long way to go and didn't get first down yardage. We'll see if Smart now near midfield feels like going for it on 4th down. They need 4.
With the way this Tennessee offense moves the ball, it'd be a gutsy call by Kirby Smart. Maybe a hard count to draw them. In the last 3rd down they had, they were able to get the offsides. Just Tennessee lined up offsides.
Need 3 officially. Jones in the backfield.
Hard count with a timeout, and they're going to go for it.
Play clock at 2. They're going to run a play, and they get it. Slant to Zach Branch on target, and they're inside the Tennessee 40.
Well, he got to the inside against Boo Carter. This could transfer from USC to the left side of the offense. The inside slot receiver does a good job at the release. He won that at the release. Good isolation there up at the top, and with that kind of speed, once he won at the line of scrimmage, he's just able to pull away from Boo Carter. Gutsy call by Kirby, and it pays off.
Branch has already become a trusted target for Stockton. The first down throw zipped over the head. These guys very busy, as you said, out of the inside slot. That time he'll move them all over the place. He will get downfield and threaten the defense vertically, even though he's also very dangerous near the line of scrimmage with the football.
Yeah, he sure is. Like you said, he's kind of a joker. They will move him around. But you look at he and Colby Young, Noah Thomas, who came over from A&M, London Humphreys, the 2 tight ends, Delphin Lucky, Dylan Bell, and then the freshman. They've got a great group.
And running around the right side, Frazier for a short gain. What a first quarter on Rocky Top. 3 Georgia-Florida or Tennessee, Florida till late in the season. So they're able to open up this slot. Dogs need 7 on this 3rd down.
It's 7 guys walked up. Who's coming? Who's dropping? They're all coming.
Ball quickly to the perimeter. Branch has a crease. Zach Branch in a front race. They will catch him. Georgia on a 3rd and long strikes for 6. You bring the house, not much help on the edge, right?
Yeah, usually you walk guys up, you're trying to get the offensive line to guess who's going to come and who's going to drop. Kirby fired up to see his team again compete, come up with an answer here on 3rd down. Gunnar Stockton looked out there and he saw 3-on-3, and he knew if he could get it to number one with a couple blockers, he had a chance to make the one guy miss, and he could be capable of taking it to the house. It's exactly what he did.
So Branch, a big part of that drive, and Georgia back within 7.
You got 3-on-3 out here to the outside, and Gunnar Stockton knows, even though he has some distance to pick up on this third down, he knows that if he can find this man right here, he's got a chance to potentially make a difference. There's the blitz Chris talked about. They're bringing one more than you can handle. Ball's got to get out in a hurry. Now, make a guy miss. Really tough angle there by the defender Turline, and allowed him to really turn on the gas. We've known his ability as a returner. Here he shows you what he can do with his ball in his hands as a receiver. What a great job by Georgia responding there.
Yeah, you're right, Kirk. 2 good blocks, and then Turntine takes one bad angle, and Branch too fast to recover.
Yeah. Turrentine's the leader in that back end, but just doesn't have the speed, the gears to be able to stay with Branch.
Not many do.
What a test here for Georgia. Number 16, they knew coming in how tough this could be, but I don't know if they thought they'd be giving up 21 points in the first quarter like this. But Stockton and this offense giving the Dogs a chance to stay in it and compete.
Well, the names change, but Georgia's DNA, there's a reason why they've been on or near the mountaintop in college football for years. Resilience.
Yep.
They don't panic. If you don't put them away, they're just hanging around. Give up 21 to Alabama. Remember on the road last year, defensive nightmare for Kirby Smart. Eventually came and took the lead.
That's right.
You know, Ryan Williams had the last word, but they fought back in that game, and they're fighting back here.
Yeah, we talked in the open last 4 outings. This is what Tennessee's done against Kirby. 210 passing yards. Look at this first quarter, 213. And already 21 points. They've averaged 14 for the whole game in those 4 games. And they got 21 in the first quarter.
Fake to Peyton Lewis. Aguilar on the move across the middle. And making a catch is Travis Smith, the true freshman. It's incomplete. Couldn't quite hold on. The blow was delivered, and he didn't quite complete the catch.
Guerrero did a nice job of coming up to make that contact. What focus there to initially catch the football. But because he got hit, the timing of that dislodges the football. Perfectly timed, clean hit, and the ball comes out.
Had a chance to recollect it after the hit, but it kind of squirted out of his hands. Lewis on a second down run. Works hard for 6. Holly?
Well, guys, Ethan Davis went out. It looked like his shoulder had popped out. They put it back in. He can get back out and play right now.
Put it back in and high tempo. Pressure. Aguilar avoided the sack initially. Flag is down in the secondary.
Georgia did not.
Line of scrimmage.
They didn't get off the field. They tried to substitute. Always tricky to do against Tennessee. Tennessee hurries. They see them trying to substitute and look at the
Illegal
top.
substitution defense.
They
More
don't
than
do
11
it.
players
They
on the field
aren't
at the
quite
snap.
able to get off the
5-yard
field.
penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
Nick Saban talked about that this morning on College Game Day. We talked yesterday with Kirby on our call about third down substitutions or any down trying to get 3 or 4 or 5 guys on or off the field. When Tennessee doesn't substitute as an offense, you better do it. You better do it fast. They tried to sneak 4 guys out there, just unable to do that.
You got to sprint off the field, too. As tired as you are in that situation, they didn't get off that quickly. So Tennessee, first down from the 36. It's Lewis in the flat and couldn't hold on. Pass was behind him. Pressure coming off the edge there by Janelle Aguero. Created some traffic in the area.
Boy, they are very fortunate he didn't come up with that football. The linebacker, C.J. Allen, got caught up in some traffic, and they were playing man coverage. There was nobody down that right sideline. If he was able to hold on to that football, that would have been at least a 30, 40-yard gain, if not a touchdown. It's the second time, that previous play, second time Tennessee's been able to pick up a first down on a third down via a penalty.
It's a second down run. Leaves him off the left side. Peyton Lewis can flash some serious speed. Hasn't really had a chance to break a long one yet this year. Ja'Cory Thomas made the stop there. Going to be 3rd and 7 now.
This is what I talk about, where Tennessee If they don't substitute, Georgia now they are. They are going to substitute because Tennessee brought a player in. So here Kirby's talking to the official about making sure they have time to get their guys on the field.
Yeah, mass substitutions for Georgia as they just try to slow this Tennessee offense down and force the punt for the first time.
Please reset the game clock to 13 minutes, 58 seconds. 13:58.
Put 30 seconds back on here.
This is a play by Mike Matthews. His helmet comes off, so even if he didn't want to come off the field to continue to go tempo, he's got to come off the field. That's what Kirby was talking to the officials about, make sure he had to come off. Again, gave Kirby and the Dogs defense chance to get their personnel, give them 5 defensive backs.
See if it makes a difference here. Aguilar, incomplete. Cooling off a bit after that torrid start. That pass was just behind Staley, and here comes the punt team for the first time.
He actually has watched both of his receivers to tight end to the inside. Kitzelman's open. He elects to go to the outside. Good route, just a ball, one of his few passes that has not been perfectly on target. A little bit behind his receiver there, Staley. So it's an incompletion, and first time we've seen the punter come out.
Jackson Ross, ladies and gentlemen. And he rolls to his right with some pressure there, gets it away. And Branch doesn't play it. Is he going to get to the end zone? They sprint down and bat it back short of the goal line. It's a great special teams play by Bennett Brady. They keep a ball in play and pin your arch rival at the 3-yard line. Good for him.
Yeah, just being an athlete, right? What a play.
Stockton in the end zone along with Bowens, who's got it, and he bursts forward out across the 10. So they had little breathing room there with about 6 on first down. Arion Carter made the stop.
Good job of that left side of the offensive line. Considering their pen, they open up a nice hole there for him to get downhill in a hurry. Should mention a true freshman, a 5-star. Juan Gaston is in the game at right guard. He's been in the last couple series. He's been banged up. We didn't know if he would go, but true freshman for Georgia, 6'7", 360. Future superstar, but lined up there at right guard.
Yeah, your first quarter of your college career, you get injured. An ankle and an MCL in there now, playing through some pain, and the Dogs able to get a first down. Dylan Bell, versatile weapon, involved for the first time, moves the ball across the 15.
Again, good job of recognizing the blitz there. He had an RPO set up. Always has the ability to flip it out to the receiver. Saw the blitz into the boundary and got it out there in a hurry. Picked up a good block and a nice first down to get away from their own end zone.
Branch went in motion and has some space after he makes the catch. Had a tracked across. They didn't really follow him. That's a nice first down chunk. Ty Redmond forced him out. There is a penalty marker on the field. Kirby Smart, a long way away from this conference, would like to weigh in.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 8, offense. At the distance to the goal, second down.
Kobe Young spotted with the foul, so that will back him up 15 just when they had some momentum in this drive.
Yeah, he's trying to make an effort play, he's downfield right there in front, picking up a block, trying to help. The only thing is he just kept working 5 yards out of bounds.
That last shove, huh?
Yeah, the last shove when the penalty came out.
Kirby said, went into his temple, the universal symbol, we got to be smart. Something else for Georgia to recover from. 2nd and 15. Bubble screen. Young had to make up for it. Gets back 13 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 2.
You know, all these quick throws we've seen really in the first 2 weeks for Georgia. it's you know, there's screens, but it's an extension of their run game. With Tennessee pressuring and linebackers getting downhill, a great answer to that is just flip it to the outside and ask your receivers to win one-on-one, whether it's running a route or trying to make a play after you catch the football.
Stockton running, ball sniffed it out, but he slipped the tackle. Tyree West got in there, still going to be spotted short of the first down.
What a play, by the way, by Tyree West. Georgia moved Ernest Green, their right tackle. They end up moving him right here. And watch the move across from him by 42 in orange. Just getting off, just playing with violence there, getting off blocks and making that play.
They do have plenty of depth at that defensive end position. Pierce is with the Falcons' #1 pick, but depth there in his absence. Thorson delivered a strong punt his first time. This one's also pretty good. And it's muffed at the other end. Scramble for the football. Boo Carter took a chance there. Does recover the fumble, avoid the turnover. That was dangerous. 52-yard punt from Thorson. Continues to be a weapon now that he's back healthy. 6-47. Johnny Majors was his roommate. Just turned 100 years old.
Oh, that's amazing. See his family there with him. That's great.
Awesome. Tries to get the drive going. And this is Bishop off the right side. Picks up about 6.
They're going to get back to that tempo. He just joined his first 3 drives for the Vols, resulted in touchdowns. Last drive, first punt of the game.
Aguilar, after 3 straight incompletions, which came after a 14-for-14 start, finds Matthews first down to the 40 in front of Dalen Everett.
Yeah, Dogs brought the blitz here, but look at the hands here by Matthews. Watch him come back, and then all hands. Love to see that as a quarterback because you know you can trust him. That time he kind of used that left arm to wall off the defender, went up and snagged that.
Aguilar took his eye off the football, fumbled the snap. Matthews was a 5-star recruit. Nagging injuries, never got his freshman season going, but you can see he's part of a really talented and varied receiving corps for Aguilar to work with this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, he's got good size. 6'1", 200. In high school, he played defensive back and receiver. Took him till last year to really start to hone in, and really has taken off in camp this year. You can see it.
2nd and 14, deflected. Flag is down. I wonder if they lined up in the neutral zone. Raylan Wilson got a hand on the football.
Yeah, they did.
Kind of looked from here that.
And man.
Offside.
Yeah.
Defense number 90 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
#1 defensive recruit in the recent recruiting class, Elijah Griffin.
Yeah, he's right here.
Both hands in the dirt, didn't have his head swiveled to the left. Things like that matter against this offense. They had lost 5 in the first play. Give them 5 back.
Yeah.
On 2nd down. One is smothered as Bishop. Very little running room. Griffin makes the play that time, and it sets up a 3rd and 7. With the third down Tennessee's having, but they went right down the field without needing 3rd down.
Don't feel the same urgency. George is able to rotate again, trying to stay fresh, trying to adjust to the down and distance. Here on a 3rd and 7, get their better pass rushers in, better coverage unit in.
Pressure comes, picked up, complete across the middle. Hammered short of the first down as Rodarius Jackson, as Jonel Aguero knocked him down on the Tennessee side of the 50. 4th down and 2. Volunteers offense out there showing tempo here.
And Kirby's going to get a timeout. This is a big enough play. He wants to let everybody catch their breath here and get the right call with 8 minutes to go here, 8:05 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, smart use of a timeout, no pun intended. So we'll take a pause.
Telling us this this week that this team is a tight-knit, maybe even more tight-knit than they've had the last couple years. Love to hear that.
Good meeting, good meeting. They're going to punt, though.
Yeah. But, hey, without that timeout, maybe Tennessee goes for it, so they're going to get the football back regardless.
That's a good point. Josh Heupel electing to play field position, and Jackson Ross does his job, boots it down. Branch makes a fair catch at the 10-yard line. So still midway, second quarter. As Kirby said, these are long games. They evolve, and the first quarter doesn't decide it.
And the way this game started, I mean, it was back and forth in the last 2 or 3 series. It's become a little bit more of a field position game, and Tennessee punting the last couple times, pinning Georgia here at the 10-yard line to play the series. Before that, it was down inside the 5. So keep in mind, it's a big series. Even though we're 7:58 to go to the half, Georgia did defer. They do get the ball to start the second half. Let's see if Gunnar Stockton can do anything with this possession.
Chauncey Bowens runs into an orange wall. Jeremiah Thielander made the stop. Georgia native, no Georgia fan growing up, though. His dad coached college football a lot of different places. Utah, Bowling Green.
Yeah. Impressive guy who loves the game of football. Bryson Eason, also 20 right in front of him, able to get penetration and free up Thielander to be able to get in there.
Thielander's dad was around guys like Spagnuolo, Andy Reid, Dirk Cutter.
Yeah.
Stockton on the move, and the traffic is broken up. Flags, 2 of them come in, 3 of them now. Idris Farouk, looks like he got there early. Farouk, one of the first-year starters on this defense, a special teams guy. Pressed into duty this year. Teammates certainly believe in this guy. Tried to time it up, Kirk. Looks like he may have mistimed it.
Yeah.
Holding, defense is declined. Pass interference, defense is accepted. It's a spot foul, automatic first down.
Well, yeah, Georgia's able to get the interference, but watch Gunnar Stockton. Again, this is an area as an athletic guy, he's got to change. 3-man rush, there's no pressure. You know, he's got to trust the protection and trust his ability to work through the progressions. You know, if he would have looked and surveyed the field, Cash Jones was going down the right sideline all by himself, had a chance to make a big play, but he gives it about a beat or 2, and then he doesn't feel comfortable, and he gets out there prematurely at times when he has protection.
Branch reverses back, knocked down. So if his feet are moving, the eyes are just sort of less likely to be in the right spot.
Well, I think, you know, I didn't study his high school film, but I guarantee in high school he was able to throw it and also run it. And when you have a guy who's a dual guy, who they're trying to get comfortable and sitting in the pocket, often guys like that, they give it about 2.5, 3 seconds. They look at their primary. If it's not there, a lot of times they want to get out because they know they can make a play with their legs. He'll develop and get more comfortable in the pocket, but he's just not there at this point. Consistently, anyway.
Hand off. Smashing into the line is Phillips. One thing that's interesting, you know, Mike Bobo loves his tight ends. They had one of the best to ever play the position of Bowers, but they've also got Delp and Lucky. Quality to haven't targeted a tight end so far today.
Not at all. It'd be a good time right here for it.
Need 5 on 3rd. Plenty of time.
See if they can find Delp. He's right there.
Pressure comes. Stockton has time and loops it down the field. Another flag comes in.
That's the freshman again, Ty Redmond. They've been targeting him this entire first half for some big plays. Get an interference this time on him on a big 3rd down play.
They had to cover Noah Thomas, the big
Pass interference,
6'5" receiver.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Brought him in from Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're 2 for 3 for 55 yards going against a true freshman, and now you get a PI on a third down.
Too handsy.
Oh, yeah, grabbed a hold of the jersey. Gunner wanted it right away and got it. Like I said, it's a big drive for Georgia. Started at their own 10-yard line. Caught a few breaks with some penalties.
Bowens bounces it. Chauncey Bowens gets to the edge and rumbles for close to 10 before Joshua Joseph's got him down. Actually, they'll spot it right at midfield, so it's an 8-yard gain.
Watch this job here by the Tennessee interior. It looks like they take it away, but Bowens does not give up on him. Then look at 14 out in front, the quarterback, trying to make a block, trying to help his running back out.
I don't know how they spotted it at the 50, but that's where the football is. Looks like he fell well across that. Got it again. Oh, he stutter-stepped. Did not get his nose right to that first down marker. Took a sideways step and was stopped by Arian Carter and Redmond in run support there.
Yeah, a little jump cut there. I'm with you. Typically, you see a Bulldog running back right there. He just lowers his shoulders and gets upfield. Instead, he bounced it. Came up short.
225-pounder keeps it again. And this time will move the sticks for the Tennessee 47.
But it is a battle between the tackles with this Georgia offensive line trying to make a push against the balls. Not a whole lot of running room. Mike Bobo, though, being stubborn, which you love to see with that run game, mixing in play action and taking some shots, some quick throws. It's been a nice plan so far here for Georgia, but tough sledding in their run game.
Bobo's son Drew is the center, off to a solid start his junior season. Dodging the rush and finally finds the tight end. That is Lawson Lucky, who was working free. Joshua Josephs was in pursuit. They pick up 11.
Yeah, it was a late release, almost a check down that time. Is an emergency. The quarterback needs help. He was able to locate him there. Good effort after the catch it once again there by a Bulldog.
And hit as he throws, gets the ball loose. It's Oscar Doe, who tried to hurdle him and ends up planting a foot in the chest of the defender. So after no targets, the tight ends make back-to-back plays. 18 more.
How does he get this ball off? Oh, right as he starts to throw it, Josephs hits him. But a heck of a job of recognizing that receiver to get that ball out.
Tempo from the Dogs. Frazier. They're getting chunk plays now inside the 10.
Tough to run inside, so let's get the ball either with a quick throw to the outside, out on the perimeter, or get Frazier, who just came in for Bowens, get him out there, who's got some ability to make the defender miss. It's a heck of a drive. Remember, started in their own 10-yard line. This will be the 10th play coming up.
It's happened fast now, quick. Let's see if they pull back on the tempo here. They'd rather not leave Tennessee time before halftime. Apple does have the 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Bowens again, bouncing off people. He's powerful when he does run north-south. Gets to the 6. It'll be 1st and goal.
Going with a 3 tight end look. Mike Bobo and Kirby have used a lot of different personnel groupings, a lot of different formations, trying to make this Tennessee defense have to communicate and mix in a tempo. Like you said, fast, slow.
Frazier. Downhill for a few.
Definitely slowed down. Get the 2-minute timeout here.
Grinding drive, penalty aided. 2nd and goal. McCray is the back. They fake it to him, and Stockton is swarmed around the edge. Caleb Herring, one of those Leo position guys. He's had a big afternoon.
He sure is. He's to the outside right here, and what you love is his quickness and burst off the football. Right tackle that time does not do a good job of kicking out to be able to prevent that. Ernest Green lined up on the other side. That's Weenie in there at right tackle.
They lost an all-world guy at that position. He's part of a squadron of them trying to make up for it. Third and goal coming up. Clark was stopped after that play.
Bill, why would the clock be stopped here?
I'm going to check the board, but I think we had a team timeout.
Okay.
Tennessee may have used one. Sorry, didn't see it. Third down coming up. On the move, Stockton. Knocked down short of the goal line. Jalen McMurray was tracking him. It's fourth down. See what Smart does here. 2 yards short.
Tennessee playing enough zone there underneath, and they've got speed to be able to chase Gunnar Stockton down. Eyes on a quarterback, especially in this area. Huge. Great play by McMurray.
So Tennessee will take another timeout here before this fourth down play. For now, the offense in play for Smart. Going to get the football to begin the third quarter.
Still confused by the previous play. After that sack, the game clock.
I think Tennessee had taken a timeout. I didn't see them signal that, but they've now got just one left.
One left, okay.
So trying to
happen quick.
Preserve some time. Whatever happens in this play or this series, they will have an opportunity to get the football and do something with it. They don't need much time.
Well, the first three possessions, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown for the Vols. The last two, punt and punt.
Stockton as a runner, an obvious option here.
And now
certainly it'll be a focal point.
Now the kicker's running out.
Well, Stockton also is the holder. Hayden Woodring, the kicker, is out there, and yeah, when your quarterback's also your holder, I guess you can play a little deception. So they're lining up as though it's going to be a 20-yard chip shot to cut into this lead. Ultra reliable Woodring does that. 14-play drive, 88 yards. Penalties got it started, but Smart able to chip into this lead again. Kevin Nagandi, halftime, a minute 42 away. Let's check in with you.
Chris, thank you so much. State Farm halftime report with Booger McFarland. Down goes Clemson. How Georgia Tech pulled it off. We got highlights from Atlanta, and we're keeping an eye on Miami and USF down in South Florida. Meanwhile, SEC Network, Boog, what's going on with Texas? Another slow start?
Yeah, no doubt. Arch Manning still throwing the ball very inaccurately, but he can use his legs, the athleticism, to pull the zone read and get to the corner touchdown horn.
It's only 7-0 second quarter SEC Network. Texas over UTEP. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Kevin, thank you. It's 14-3 as Miami tries to knock off the upset-minded Bull. Already got 2 ranked wins. Late first quarter in Miami. So Tennessee, it's almost a win after the way they had 2 pass interference penalties early in the drive. Georgia got going and threatened, forced the chip shot. Yeah, we'll see if Aguilar and this offense can get some rhythm back here.
Yeah, in those first three drives to this game, there was a lot of big plays. They had 6 plays over 15 yards. Aguilar was in great command, and Georgia answered right back. I mean, it looked like we had ourselves a shootout. Both those drives, 5 minutes in, it was 7-7, and Tennessee didn't stop. In fact, first 3 times they had the football, they put 3 touchdowns up in a hurry, in a blink of an eye. But give Georgia a lot of credit. Just kind of weathered that storm with this crowd in Knoxville. Got the ball to Branch, get it to 21-14, get the field goal now, 21-17, get the ball again to start the second half.
Aguilar across the middle. It's incomplete. So he's just 2 for 6 after that 14 for 14 start. C.J. Allen delivering the shot there.
Yeah, great job by C.J. Allen. He's out here, and he's just reading the eyes of the quarterback, and they bring him inside just enough to get, looked like his fingertips on that to knock that away.
Again, not able to employ tempo with the incompletion to start. Much more methodical since that torrid first quarter. Star Thomas spins in the hole, falls across the 30. 3rd and 4 now. They have the 1 timeout, clock moving for the moment. But again, not the kind of tempo that was really troubling Georgia in the early stages.
Yeah, and you won't see it unless they pick up this first down right here. I think Josh Heupel intentionally just kind of working a little clock. Now, Kirby said he's working a little bit too much clock. They'll use one of their 2 timeouts remaining.
It's not how you start in this rivalry. It's clearly how you finish. And Tennessee couldn't have started better. Great for Joey Aguilar. Come out, your first big game, facing a quality defense, and it just like you practice it, like there's no one out there. But Georgia's going to do what they do. They're going to make some adjustments. They're going to work their way back in the game, and that's what we have. Good second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you're a Tennessee fan, you're a little bit anxious because of the way these games have gone, where they've started fast, and it's a 60-minute game. I don't know how many times since I've been in Knoxville I've heard it's a 60-minute game. It's a 60-minute game. It's because they've played pretty well for 30 minutes, but they get off to such a fast start. You're not going to be able to maintain that, right, for an entire game. But I think Georgia settling in defensively and getting their own offense going become a really good football game. Look at those last 2 drives compared to the first 3. They're able to get this conversion. That's where you'll see the tempo, especially with just the 1 timeout.
Aguilar backpedals and takes a shot downfield. Matthews couldn't make the ground. Janelle Aguero comes up with it. So launching into double coverage, trusting his receiver. Instead, it's a takeaway for the first time today.
Well, Aguilar's known for his physicality. Here he's just playing center field and does a good job of working to his right, to our left. Ball is hung up there, and Aguilar's gotten away with a few of those in the first 2 weeks against inferior opponents, but not against Georgia. Brought the safety over with his eyes. It's a guy that threw 24 interceptions in the last 2 years at App State. Can't throw that ball up in the SEC and think you'll be able to get away with it. Good job of coming over to make that play by Aguilar.
The Dogs 1 timeout, a minute 2 from their 30. Let's see if Mike Bobo, knowing he's going to get the football to begin the second half, gets aggressive here. On the edge, Dylan Bell, there's a block, lunges forward to the 40. It's just short of the marker. Clock moving inside of a minute. Slant, diving catch just enough for the first down. That's Young picking up 5.
Yeah, great location on that football, away from the defender who actually did a good job of jumping the route, Colton Hood. But threw it away from him and used the length of his receiver, Young.
Sticks are ready, clock moving again. Here comes pressure. Stockton rolls to his right. Flag is out. He almost threw an interception. Ty Redmond, that freshman corner, has been a focal point. Came diving in and it bounced off of him.
Offense number 71.
Ernest Green, the right tackle there. Again, when the quarterback leaves the pocket, it puts the offensive lineman in tough spots when it comes to dealing with the rush. They're expecting him to be in the pocket, but he gets out there. He feels that pressure. 71 right there on the hold. And a risky throw into traffic.
It was dangerous.
Very dangerous. There's the hold right there on the left.
field is shrinking right as he continues to roll. An opportunity for Redmond there. Instead, 1st and 20. Jones slips through a tackle, knocked out of bounds across the 40 by Carter. 21 seconds to go. Going to be 2nd down and 13.
Good job of running that. Just try to catch Tennessee napping a little bit, playing with 2 high safety looks, try to get the ball there to a playmaker in Jones. Now you got to hit a big one downfield. Got the 1 timeout.
Got about 25 yards to go to get within Peyton Woodring's comfortable field goal range. Clean pocket. Launches for the far sideline. Jump ball. And it's intercepted. There's a flag down. And it's Colton Hood, the transfer from Colorado, making the pick. The flag is along the far sideline.
Very physical. Hood was very physical with the receiver running that route. The entire route, he's pushing him. In fact, pushes him out of bounds.
Holding. Defense number 8. It's a 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, it's one thing to jam him, but he continued to work and continued to push on the far right here. Pushes him, pulling on him. Yeah, it's an easy call there by the official.
One thing, it was a long play, took a lot of time, so we're down to just 8 seconds in the half. Smart still with that timeout. Woodring's career long is from 55.
Game clock will start on the snap.
So again, they've got work to do. Got to move the ball.
I mean, if you get
at least 12, 15 yards.
If you get inside the 40, at least he has a shot.
Yep. Receivers bunch to the left. If you're Stockton, you do not want to get flushed out and take a lot of time before you get the ball out. Quick throw, incomplete, trying to find Lawson Lucky down to 4 seconds. Took 4 seconds. Can you get an incompletion to get the clock stopped within 4 seconds to get the field goal team out there?
Yeah, tough to do. At least they got the 1 timeout. You can throw a quick ball and just instantly take a knee as soon as you catch it and call the timeout from the sideline. Looks like Tennessee's going to call a timeout.
Use them if you got them. Just trying to get defense on the same page. Let me see.
Your 2 options.
Idea is a quick pass.
Yeah, your 2 options if you're Georgia. The ball is right at midfield. You're either going to throw that really, really quick pass, instantly go down, call the timeout. And even that, it's going to be tough to do that within 3 seconds. And the other option is you throw the Hail Mary at the end of the half. You got a couple receivers. Colby Young, 6'4", Noah Thomas, 6'5". Humphreys has got London Humphreys has good size, so you got some bigger receivers at the very least maybe could tip the ball up. Delp's the guy who could get down there. He's also at 6'5".
Totally different mindset. You either drift back, take some time, get everybody downfield, or you get it out in a split second.
Yeah, he's sitting. You see, he's got his hands on 12 there. The redshirt freshman Ryan Puglisi. I don't know if he's going to come out. Yeah, he is. Maybe he's got the big arm to be able to make that throw, that Hail Mary throw. But they bring the young redshirt freshman into the game.
Yeah, he's from Massachusetts, went to Avon Old Farms, has the cannon of an arm. Very highly regarded guy. They like him in the future.
Yeah, they're lining up 3 to the right here.
So Ryan Puglisi comes in cold, tries to create some magic in the final play of this first half. Steps up, waits for his guys to get downfield, and slings it on the run down near the goal line, and it's going to be intercepted. Volunteers pick it off, and then is Ty Redmond. Final play of the first half. Reveres, and you don't knock the dogs out of the early rounds. You got to withstand their pushback, and we'll see if Tennessee can. Georgia gets football to begin the third quarter. Is this the year that's different for Tennessee?
Well, if it's going to be, it's going to be because Josh Heupel goes back and says, guys, we've learned about this series. We know how it's gone. We're going to get back to being that tempo team, that aggressive attacking team we were in those first 3 series when they were able to put up 21 points in the first quarter.
Here's the coverage where it counts, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. The Dogs' last drive of the half.
Yeah, right towards the end of the half, they had a chance to potentially tie this up. Nice run on 1st and goal, but then the Vols did their job. Caleb Herring coming off the edge there, coming up with a nice sack, and then they flushed the athletic Gunnar Stockton out of the pocket and eventually chased him down with Jalen McMurray making that play to force the field goal, and that's how we got to 21-17.
Stockton, 12 of 17, 178 in the first half. Cold start, got hot. A reverse of that for his counterpart Aguilar. Had a rough second quarter. White Phillips Jr. to the left of Stockton. He's got the football and he accelerates. Knocked down across the middle, but he picked up 8. Thielander on the tackle.
A nice job pulling around. What a block by Micah Morris to open that hole up. Really good execution up front overall. Bobo did his job to center to create some leverage, and then the left guard pulled around Micah Morris and just opened that up. Positive yards on 1st and 10.
Another part of that script, not just stopping Heupel's offense, but Georgia imposing its will physically in the second half of these games with the running game. They'll pound it again with Frazier, and that's quickly picking up 17 yards in 2 plays.
Yeah, this is, we keep kind of saying that this looks similar to what we've seen in the past, and this is part of it. You know, you've got to be able to stand up to the physicality of what Georgia is going to bring to the table. You know, it's one thing to have the up-tempo offense and the ability to score in a hurry. It's another thing to stand in the middle of the ring when Georgia wants to get physical. Can you stand there and endure that?
Dylan Bellamy end around, ran into a wall there, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Joshua Josephs. Holly, what did Kirby Smart tell you at halftime?
Well, I asked him about what defensive adjustments they made. He said, we really didn't make many adjustments. We just executed better. He said, we're trying to keep the ball in front of us better. We've done a nice job stopping the big plays that we were giving up. Remember, he showed them a horror film to warn them about what Tennessee does against Georgia in that opening quarter. The players have finally started to take note of that.
Georgia doesn't get rattled easily. Stockton from the pocket flips it to Chauncey Bowens, and he's going to be knocked down by McMurray after about a 7-yard pickup.
Sitting back there, force Gunnar Stockton to check it down. They get him to 3rd down here, and now it's a matter of trying to be able to pressure Gunnar Stockton, keep him in the pocket on 3rd down, make him play quarterback from the pocket.
Dogs 3 of 6 in the first half and 3rd down. Cass Jones goes in motion. Stockton running all the way. They don't spy him. Stockton found a crease. More than enough for the first set inside the Tennessee 40. Got 13.
Tennessee looked confused to me, and it took them a late adjustment to get the secondary lined up right. You can see the communication there. Now you got the motion, and by the time they start to try to get their eyes right, they're a man short on the play side, and Georgia calls the right play at the right time to take advantage of the confusion by Tennessee. They look a little confused once again.
Good job, Kirk, getting up to the second level. Carter was the key guy, and they blocked him beautifully that time. Frazier follows his blockers around the edge, and Frazier knocked out of bounds after another chunk play. Turn time made this up. Dogs rolling right now.
Yeah, this is a drive where you're sending a message. You know, this is a methodical drive. This is not a, hey, let's make a one-on-one play downfield. This is Georgia football. This is who Kirby Smart, Mike Bobo, this is what they pride themselves on being. This is their identity to open up this second half. And Tennessee's got to match that physicality.
Frazier, late matched at that time. They were all over the running back, and Caleb Herring Had a good ball game, spun him down, so it's another one of those third down and mediums now.
And Caleb Herring is having a football game. You know, they've had to rely on some depth. It's a poor job there by the tight ends pulling around there. Lucky, who's been typically pretty rock solid, he and Delp, that time they just, was a whiff, made it pretty easy, but Murray, or Caleb Herring rather, is really having a game off the edge, 31 in orange.
Ball's trying to communicate, look more organized for this third down play. Ball went right up the middle. They got him. Easy pickup inside the red zone.
Well, they gave him a little bit of their own medicine. They spread them sideline to sideline. Look how light they are in the box there. Not enough bodies. And that play just opened up in a hurry. Linebacker got downhill. Drew Bobo picked him up, 74, and look at that. Hey, Chris and I could run through that hole. That thing opened up.
Better idea for Bowens to do it, but...
Now, see Heupel's feeling it. He's trying to get the crowd going here.
Ninth play. This powerful drive. It's Phillips who takes a turn. And he turns the corner, picks up 4 or 5.
Like I said just a moment ago, this is what Georgia really prides himself on, is their ability to take a game over and kind of steal your will. It's 9 plays here to start the second half, 8 of them on the ground running the football.
Now they're down in the red zone, trying to take their first lead of this game. Frazier, deep set. Stockton under center, flips it to him. Frazier, no blocker out there. Gets enough space to get down inside the 10 before Turrentine made the tackle.
I love the jet motion. Got all the eyes, all the energies going to the offense's left, and then you flip it to Frazier with that speed going the other way.
Some tempo in 3rd and 1. Frazier again. It's going to be 1st and goal. Dogs at the 5. Impressive job by this offensive line.
It is. That's 10 of 11 now that they've run the football. Keep in mind, Ernest Green, their starting right tackle, is not in the game. They got Michael Weenie in at right tackle. They got a true freshman, Donnie Glover, in 63 at right guard. So really testing their own depth on this offensive line as they can take control of this football game up front.
O-line joined by 3 tight ends in the ball game for this 1st and goal play. McCray's the back. He's got it. Powers forward for a couple. Arian Carter got him there, about the 3.
And much better job up front, just holding their point. And it freed up Talander and Carter, the linebackers at that second level, to be able to get downhill. But you can see, look at Tennessee, they're huffing and puffing. I mean, not only are they physically tired, this is one of those drives that tests you mentally, the psychology of this football game.
Great point, 13th play of it right here. McCray trying to go low. His dive stopped just short of the goal line. 3rd down coming up. Dogs playing with some tempo here.
They're going to go fast. On that same look, trips into the boundary. Probably run right.
McCray, muscles, no signal. Touchdown, Georgia. Powerful statement drive right down the field. Almost 8 minutes off the clock. And they take the lead for the first time.
That's 13 of 14 plays on the ground behind that offensive line. Mixing in different backs. Frazier, Bowens, saw Cash Jones. Here, what a good, tough run. Good job of that offensive line. They kept churning. And eventually McCray is able to get in there for the touchdown.
So 17 unanswered. Since Tennessee had a 14-point lead in the first quarter. The place has gone quiet because they've seen this movie before. They know their team is going to have to respond Can't wait to see what unfolds between now and then.
Love this setting.
Beautiful. I like a day game here too. I mean, nights are electric, but it's just nice to be here.
Yeah.
Today, and the sun is shining. Seems like a long time ago that Tennessee was scoring at will, and Joey Aguilar couldn't miss. Rough second quarter. Can he get back to the way he played in the first? Take a break.
Well, Joey Aguilar got off to a great start, and a big part of that had to do with the scheme, the tempo. Look at the time he has to be able to throw the ball here early in the game. Brazel makes a big play, keeps his feet, scores a touchdown. Anticipating. Here, a nice slant. They had Bolden out of position. It's a nice throw. But since then, it's been a different deal. Georgia's done a much better job of winning up front, affecting him, mixing up some twists. Here was an interception near the end of the first half, and he started this game on fire, didn't miss a pass. Everything was working. Tempo was on fire, 14 of 14 for 213, and since you can see it, 2 of 7.
Yeah, best first quarter any quarterback's ever had against a smart defense. Can they get back close to that? Tempo teams, the first play or two of a drive, very important. And Aguilar checks it down, and it's dropped. They just not executed at all. Bishop couldn't hold on. There's a flag down in the pit area.
Yeah, they're going to have a hold.
Wow.
Yeah, not a great way to start.
In the worst possible way. Now everything is backed up. You got to work hard just to get a first down of the possession. Your defense just took a beating on the other side too. You don't want to have to throw them out there quickly.
Offense number 56, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So even using tempo is risky at this point if you're Heupel.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that hold is in the middle here. Sam Pendleton, the transfer. Actually, I think that's 74, the left guard. They call him 56, but it was the left guard there that held.
First and 20. Hand it off. Bishop gets a few yards back.
Just to respond to what you're saying, it's amazing when you jump out with 21 unanswered early and you're just looking good and everything's working so well. It's 24-21. This place, right, they need something to get them back. I'm talking about get the crowd back. They feel like they've already been beaten.
Aguilar, second and 12, left the pocket and got rudely greeted by Raylan Wilson.
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk when we show this. If we can get this in real quick. You want to talk about textbook? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Talk with his pads loudly.
But he hits him. Look, everybody, he wraps up. Isn't that amazing? He didn't just hit him with a shoulder. He wrapped up, he hit him, and then he wrapped up in the open space. Textbook.
3rd and 11.
Weird to see a guy wrap up like that.
Aguilar, miscommunication. It was all clicking. Everything was so flawless and easy looking early on. Now everything is a struggle. The holding penalty really doomed the drive, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, he had Kitzelman underneath the inside receiver, the tight end. It's just kind of a delayed route in case he needs him, and the ball was in between for Matthews and the tight end. Tight end would have had some work to do to pick up the first down, but another just drive that's out of rhythm for Tennessee.
Punt, Ross. And it's picked up and run across the 40 after a 47-yard kick. I'm going to say on the Georgia side, Aaron Murray. He played as a freshman. I don't know if he lost to him, but he didn't. He played a bunch. He played young, and they won most of them.
Yeah, I like Aaron Murray.
Georgia's got their best starting field position here. Guess what? Right back to the ground.
What a shock after that last drive, and they ran it, I think it was 12 or 13 times.
Yeah, now for the quarter, Kirk, 14 of the first 15 plays.
They have taken Neyland Stadium's crowd out of this football game.
Up to Tennessee's defense to do something about it, frankly. Can they get a stop? Bowens. That last drive, they unleashed Bowens, who is 225. Then they bring in Josh McCray, the Illinois transfer. He goes 240. Yeah, they just hammered away.
Hammered away. Balls got him to a 3rd down here. if they dial up pressure or sit back. You got to come after Gunnar Stockton. Again, he's capable always on third down with those legs.
Jones often a target out of the backfield on third down to his left. Bell motions over. Stockton rolls that way and finds far side incomplete. So they got into third and long and forced an incompletion. Colton Hood in coverage. Desperately needed by Tennessee. A 3 and out.
Yeah, and then they do a good job of getting into his face by getting upfield right here. Just enough to maybe affect him a bit. Actually, he got so far upfield, maybe didn't really affect his vision. Just missed on that throw to Branch.
So Thorson to boot it. Lou Carter muffed one earlier, but able to recover it. Thorson certainly capable of hitting Tennessee back. Powerful leg the Aussie has. Just effortless swing of that leg. This one is not that deep. Carter comes up and makes the fair catch at the 16-yard line. So here's the athletic trivia question.
Final answer, we're going to go Aaron Murray.
I think so. I don't know if he... 4-0.
Well,
I didn't know he went 4-0, but I knew he was successful.
He was out there early.
He played early. That's pretty sweet. You leave Georgia with 4 wins in this series. Oh, that was incredibly costly. That would have been a win. They fumbled the ball in the end zone, kicked the overtime game-winning field goal. Right, defense did what they needed. Now can the Tennessee offense get going here? In the flat, catch made by Staley. They can't tackle him. He slips loose, gets out near the marker at the 26.
C.J. Allen waited to the last possible second to blitz, and when he did, he came in there, blew up Star Thomas, but a good job of getting that ball out quickly.
What happens when you get a first down? You can play with some tempo. That time Thomas knocked down after a short gain. This is what gave Georgia so much trouble.
Yeah, we haven't seen it really since the first quarter where they put those 3 touchdowns up.
Aguilar across the middle, inaccurate. Tried to find Staley that time. K.J. Bolden was in close coverage.
You know, in the first quarter, not only did he have time, he got his feet under, threw the football with such accuracy. That time he had plenty of time that they protected him. He just put that ball too far out in front.
So 3rd and 7 to keep the drive going. Just once if they converted on 3rd today. Intercepted. Threw it right to K.J. Bolden. And Georgia with a takeaway in plus territory as Aguilar's struggles since the first quarter continue.
Yeah, Staley goes down here. He's kind of stacked. A little bit of the delayed route to let the other receiver to his left. And Bolden bounces back after that touchdown that he allowed. Nice play. Here he is right here. Watch how he just kind of gets behind the tight end, but when he gets to the top of the route, he loses his footing. And Aguilar, by anticipating, he gets that ball out, expecting he's going to work across the middle. Instead, looks like he puts it right into the hands of Bolden, but Staley loses footing. Dogs get a big turnover plus territory, and a big opportunity here up 3.
So it's the savage pads briefly on Bolden. He's got him off now. 2nd pick for Aguilar, and Georgia, great opportunity to build on this 3-point lead. Another gut check for the Tennessee defense. Did a good job. Got to the 3rd down play. Broke it up. Gets the punt. A quick turnover right back on the field in their end.
Yeah, gut check's a good way of saying it, because like we talked about, when you give up a drive that goes 13 plays and 12 of them on the ground, you see hands on hips. Not a lot of energy right now in those orange jerseys. And then to get a turnover like that, like you say, you got to step up right here if you're this Vols defense again.
Well, they create some traffic on that side, other short gain. So Quickly they've gotten it to 3rd and long. Dominic Bailey made the play that time.
Much better job there to set the edge. Defensive line won their battle, got a good push, nowhere to run that time at all for Frazier.
Working hard to bring the crowd back into it on this play. Georgia's in fringe field goal range right now.
Here comes the blitz right here. See the communication.
Pitch to the far side. Branch not going to get there. Knocked down at the 30. Colton Hood made the play. And here comes the field goal team.
And they walked Boo Carter up off the slot. Brought him, but then dropped the linebacker, Edwin Spillman. And I think Gunnar Stockton saw that blitz, and he thought, hey, if I get the ball out there quickly, that's man-to-man. But instead, they're able to drop, get off blocks, and kept him short of the first down. Good play.
Woodring twice as semifinalist for the Groza Award. Chip shot earlier. This from 48 to make it a 6-point lead. And drives it right through. That's a win, though, for the Tennessee defense. You turn it over in your end and force a 3-and field goal. 27-21 as the Dogs make it 20 unanswered inside of 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. All-State bus motoring down here to Rocky Top. Kirk, what's your All-State good hands play from today?
What a game. Went back and forth. Clemson didn't play their best but had a chance late. Instead, it's Georgia Tech and Brent Key. 55-yarder. A walk-off with the clock running down. Aiden Burr makes it, and look at the reaction in Atlanta. Georgia Tech, you knew coming in that they could be a surprise team in the ACC. They live up to that with a big upset of the Clemson Tigers. Clemson loses to LSU at home, and now on the road to Georgia Tech in conference play.
1-2 for the first time in 11 years. Just the one conference loss, though, so certainly not out of it at ACC play. Long way to go there, but alarm bells ringing down there, I think, after that one.
Offense just not able to play consistently, and that's cost them a couple times now.
All right, take me inside ahead of Joey Aguilar, and Josh Heupel, believes in this guy, trusts in his accuracy, but it's kind of come unraveled in the first quarter.
Yeah, and look at the history. We've been talking about this really all day. All 4 matchups for Heupel as a coach against Kirby Smart. Get off to a good start. First 4 years, even today, 21-7, and we see what the end result has been. They're turning to Aguilar, hoping that this can be different, but it's been trending and sliding in this direction since the middle of the 2nd quarter. Can they make a play to flip the script?
First down run off the left side. Lewis picks up. It's a good chunk. It's enough of a game they can play with some tempo here.
Sure.
Got it again. Nowhere to run. That time he just got swallowed up by big Christian Miller, the nose tackle.
Yeah, he's one of the top interior defensive linemen in college football. Does such a good job. 6'4", 310.
Loves the dirty work, too.
Yeah.
He can play other positions, athletic enough not to play nose tackle, but he doesn't mind playing it, and he plays it well.
He does. That time he split a double team, so he's got power, but also quickness in there to make plays like he just did there on 2nd down.
Need 4. From the pocket. Sideline pitch. Catch made by Staley. Found some space in the zone there. First down across the 40.
Now they'll go fast. Georgia not reacting to that motion. Staley coming from the right all the way over to the left. Easy throw that time for the first down.
Lewis again. Decent first down chunk, about 4.
Getting back to the running game. That's 53 yards now on the ground. This is an offense last year with Dylan Sampson, an average 232 on the ground. Today only 52 against Georgia.
Play action. Downfield launch. Jump ball. Caught! Touchdown! Brazel! Wow! defense that had been smothered, starving for a big play, gets one as Aguilar throws a beautiful ball and Brazel wins the one-on-one battle there against Daniel Harris.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times. He beat Ellis Robinson earlier. This time it's Harris, who to me looked like he was in position. He just mistimes his jump.
Final seconds of the third quarter, Tennessee suddenly reclaims the lead.
And Chris, anytime you see a center field safety, you know you have one-on-one opportunity to the outside. You put it up in the air, you trust your 6'5" receiver, but right there, Harris is in position. He just didn't go up and time that well. Good job of really being in phase. He goes up with the right hand, but remember, Brazel is one of the best in the SEC at these one-on-one jump balls. What a great job of showing the ball skills there, and the ball's needed to play, and they get it.
You're a hockey guy. That's a natural hat trick. The last 3 receptions have all been for touchdowns. 2 of them from long distance. Wow. He does throw the deep ball well, and they just to get the drive going. A couple of runs, Kirk, just to get the tempo cranked up, and once they did, they got the matchup they exploited.
It's the first time we've heard the crowd get back into the game since going way back to probably early part of the second quarter. And just in time as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter.
We've been talking about flipping the script. Who's going to do it? Can Tennessee finally change the narrative? Well, a long way to go. And the fourth quarter, again, is going to decide this game. But the Volunteers have some momentum back.
And how about the big plays that you talked about? You know, that's something we didn't see much of last year. Aguilar in passes over 20 yards. He's 3 of 4 for 149 yards with 2 touchdowns. So they've been able to have just enough of that running game, but really when they've needed a play, it's been Aguilar downfield to these receivers, especially Brazel, 17.
They were beginning to pressure him. He wasn't seeing it clearly through the interception. Things just not clicking at all. When in doubt, get a little protection and chuck it downfield and win a one-on-one. And all of a sudden, crowd making it a little tougher on this Georgia offense. Likely to be the final play of the third quarter. Stockton fires. Catch made by Lawson Lucky. And the tight end out across the 40 for a first down. Picked up 16.
Making sure everybody's okay.
Florida upset number 22 LSU last year. And right now, the Tigers, number 3 in the land, hosting the Gators. That is primetime on ABC, Chris.
Salty in the bayou. Nothing unusual. Fourth quarter. Dogs with a first down. Total yards are dead even right now. 356 apiece with a quarter to go. Off the left side, Phillips breaks free and spins for a first down inside the Tennessee 45.
Great way to start here. Let's go back to that touchdown. There's some people that are curious. You know, was that a push-up? Bill, what did you see here?
No question, he's got hand contact. But for that hand contact, he's not causing a separation. He's not pushing off. I just have it touching, no foul.
So you could put your hand on him. Anytime I think fans see a hand on a shoulder, they assume that that's potentially offensive PI, but he didn't separate and push.
That's correct.
Okay. And an injury here.
It's Dwight Phillips who carried the ball. Looks like he's finally going to trot off. Good to have depth at the running back position. Of course, just beginning the SEC grind, and Georgia's got a stable of them. Seen Tennessee rotate guys into.
So a throw to Dylan Bell to get the drive started at the end of the third quarter. Then a big run there by Phillips.
And now Frazier steps out of a tackle. Farouk couldn't get him down. Picked up about 5.
Good effort to hold on to that football. Joshua Josephs from behind ripped at the football, but Frazier with the strength held on to it.
With tempo, Stockton from the pocket. Launches downfield. Catch is made. London Humphreys. First and goal as Stockton dropped a dime.
Well, London Humphreys does a good job of selling this like he's just in a stalk block, like they're going to throw another quick screen, and instead he sells it and then goes down that right sideline on a rail route. Nice job of finding it, good timing, and a good throw out in front of the receiver.
Been looking for downfield shots, got the touchdown early. 31-yard gain as Josephs is being looked at by the athletic training staff. Georgia's going to be set up first and goal, trying to quickly reclaim momentum and the lead here.
What a good job for Mike Bobo, the play caller, to wait to the fourth quarter to use that play. They threw so many of those quick throws to their receivers out on the perimeter, especially to...
Georgia set up first and goal. Bowens is the back. Branch comes in motion, now reverses. Run all the way. Stockton flipped down at the 3 by Farouk.
One thing about Gunnar Stockton, he is not shy when it comes to running the football. You almost anticipate there's a good chance there's going to be some movement. That time they move Branch, who's so lethal out of the backfield or moving from right to left, and that jet motion just affect the eyes and then get downhill with the quarterback running the football.
Already one touchdown running in the red zone for Stockton. Second and goal. Bowens wrapped up behind the line by Caleb Herring, who's been a problem today.
Yeah, I think some of it is miscommunication at times by the right tackle because been making it pretty easy for Herring. I mean, he's a great player. He's got great length, 6'5", 245, but a lot of his plays, it's been that right tackle getting down. He's coming down, and 31 says, no problem. I'll give him that backfield.
Third and goal. Jones the back now. Play clock at 5. Stockton straight back, scans the end zone, makes a throw, no chance. Pressure came from Herring that time. Young was the closest receiver, but here comes the field goal team.
And Michael Weenie, who's playing in this game out there at right tackle, he really has his hands full trying to deal with the length and the speed of what Herring can do. That time, Stockton just not quite enough time to be able to put that football where his receiver makes a play and scores a touchdown because of that pressure.
So Woodring tries to go 3 for 3. And Georgia does reclaim the lead. 8-play drive in 16. SEC All Day, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. Fourth quarter toughness and conditioning. Mental and physical toughness. That's what Smart believes these games are about. Heupel knows that his team must try to match those qualities. Great response with that big play to take the lead, but it didn't last long. As Georgia, in less than 3 minutes, went down. They kicked the field goal. And we'll see if Aguilar's confidence and performance level has a big boost off of Brazel's touchdown. It's a fair catch. Holly?
Well, he's had quite a remarkable journey. Joey Aguilar, 0 offers out of high school to get a Division I scholarship. So he ended up going to San Francisco Community College, but it was a 90-minute train ride from his home in Antioch. It would take him through a lot of different places, ending in San Francisco. He said, I feel like my career has been a little bit like those 90-minute train rides. I saw a lot along the way. I learned a lot. And look at this map. This was a commitment this young man had to make. One way, 90 minutes every day. And he said it has all been worth it to be able to play in this moment and lead this team on this drive right now.
Great perspective. Confusion on the first play. Turned a different way than the running back did and picks up about half a yard.
At least he was able to come off of that and not lose yardage. But yeah, he turned the wrong way, away from the back.
Aguilar slings it, and the catch is made. Reaching out was Good hands as Brazel's having one of the better days that Tennessee's receiver had in recent years.
And Chris, he's gone downfield a lot. This time excels downfield and works his way back to separate from Dylan Everett. Great route, good timing that time by Aguilar.
Sixth catch, 177 total yards. Off the left side. Off and running. Star Thomas. That's the first really explosive running play they've had. Good blocking on the right side, 27 yards.
Yeah, the right side pulling around, right guard, right tackle on a counter play. Got up to the second level, opened that up, and how about the acceleration there by Thomas?
Aguilar looking to throw downfield, man, wide open. Caught for a touchdown by Staley. Full-blown shootout now, Kurt. Ball's back on top.
And the first quarter and the fourth quarter feel very similar as far as the big playability from both these offenses, especially the balls here. They've come alive. What a route. Well designed. Staley showing patience. Kind of a shallow crosser and then goes upfield. Completely fools Georgia.
He's thrown it deep 4 times today.
All about not just the ball. She's all about college football. She's a big fan.
But especially balls, college football.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Rocky Top is rocking again. For another touchdown pass from Aguilar, his 4th, along with the 2 interceptions.
If you're just tuning in, this has been a game of answers by Georgia. They've had to work themselves back. Early in this game, down 7-0 after about 6 plays. They went right back down in 5 plays and tied it up. They were down 21-7. They had to fight back. This gave them a 24-21 lead. Just took the lead 30-28. Now they're down 35-30. So every single time they've been challenged, they've come up with answers. Being asked to do it again here in the fourth quarter.
That's true, but what's been decisive in the scoreboard so far is some red zone trips ending with field goals. Tennessee able to get the stop and force to 3.
Yeah, that's probably obviously the difference in the game at this point.
3 field goals kicked by the Dogs. Back to Bowen for the first down run, and Tennessee now with a burst of energy on defense. Boo Carter came up to make the stop. It's a loss.
The right side of this offensive line is having a tough time. This time it's the tight end, Delp. There's Boo Carter, 23, coming in as well. So good job of setting the edge. Good job, Boo Carter, keeping his eyes in that backfield, helping out in run support.
He's a returner, electric one, good in coverage, tough enough in run support. 2nd and 12, Stockton runs out of the pocket, and he's going to be knocked down after a short gain by Carter again. It's going to be 3rd down. That's the boo for the player.
And he is active here these first couple plays. Stockton had to get out of there prematurely before really again the pressure on that right side. He had to step up underneath it. Right now, the right side of this offensive line is the biggest concern in pass pro. Again,
pressure right in his face. You're right. The ball gets out, though. Catch made by Young for a first down. Stockton standing and delivering.
Yeah, Weenie on that right side, a true freshman. Donnie Glover really getting tested. How about the job of Gunnar Stockton to sit in there? He knew that they're having a hard time. Sat in there and made the throw.
Looking to throw again on first down. That time, pressure off the right's going to blow up the play. They grabbed him by the arm. Bailey, the flag is out. Jordan Ross with the pressure, too. Let's see what the marker's about.
We've seen Herring on that up at the top. Now we're seeing Ross. Weenie, who's a guard, who's out there trying to play tackle for Ernest Green, is just having a tough time. I'm surprised Georgia's not chipping, sliding, doing something to be able to try to help the right side of this offensive line.
Second down.
Decline the hold and take the sack.
with these injuries, you've got a true freshman in Glover, right guard 63, and with Ernest Green, the veteran, 71 out. You got Weenie and 52, so trying to do it in this environment against this defense, pretty tough.
Deafening now on 2nd and 14. Again, no help on that right side, tight end to the left. It's a run to the left by Frazier, and he's swarmed. This Tennessee defense is bringing the energy now.
They're doing a good job here, man. They're able to set the edge. When you can set an edge to a defense, when it comes to the run game, it gets those inside linebackers getting downhill. That was Edwin Spillman. This crowd's starting to believe this year could be different than the previous 4 against these Bulldogs. Big play here on 3rd and 14.
Stockton, hit, ball is loose, still rolling around. Tennessee's got it. Bryson Eason makes the recovery. Joshua Josephs knocked it loose.
But we talked so much about the right side of the offensive line. This time, it's the blind side. It's the other side with Monroe Freeling out on an edge against the best pass rusher, 19, Josephs. Good job with the hands, and it closes with the speed and the presence of mind to knock that ball away right there with the right hand away from Gunnar Stockton. What a play by the Vols defense.
James Pierce, who made a lot of plays like that, got him top draft pick status, had to enjoy watching that one. Yeah, that he mentored, makes an enormous play, and now Tennessee up 5 has the ball to Georgia 34.
That's 4 sacks now on the day, as you see, 7 tackles for a loss, getting some penetration.
Flag before the snap and a false start.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the expression, this opportunity this offense has to add to this lead is so crucial given what we've already seen and the history of the series and Georgia's ability to make big plays today. Can they make this a 2-score game? Can they convert again? Haven't kicked a field goal yet. Been efficient, scoring from distance and in close.
And on the other side, Georgia's defense got to get stopped here. Right? They do not want this to turn into a 2-possession game. It was a penalty on Sam Pendleton. Just barely moved the football, and the umpire caught it. Pushed him back 5.
Quick hitter inside. Bishop falls forward, gets a couple yards. Going to be 2nd and 12. Clock will move inside 8 minutes now.
We've talked a lot about Georgia answering and Georgia responding, and a lot of that's been about their offense. Well, now, with Tennessee up 5 and in plus territory at the 35-yard line, now it's the Georgia defense that must answer.
Bishop patiently picks his way for another short gain. Got to the 32. It's going to be 3rd down. They'll need 8 here.
Tavis Johnson, very active, known as a great pass rusher, 6'4", about 250 pounds, but been all over the field. That time involved in that stop, and here you go. You want a big play? We've been working all this time. This is a huge play for both sides at 3rd and 8.
Bishop hammered, short gain. They were in the field goal range. Heupel decides to run it.
Kyron Jones coming down to make that play, the safety, 31. So again, the Georgia defense doing their job.
Max Gilbert, I should say, very solid kicker, 2nd-year starter, has the range for this from 48 to make it an 8-point game. Sophomore from Memphis. Line drive kick, hammered right through. Max Gilbert does it. Tuberville's boot will not be returned. Holly?
Well, guys, there's been times during this game where the Tennessee defense looks tired. Their defensive front is playing shorthanded. But I am telling you, number 90, Dominic Bailey, and number 20, Bryson Easton, they call him Unk. They are fired up right now. They were just yelling at each other. We're not tired. We're not tired. You've got this. They're trying to hype each other up. This is a huge stand right now for this Tennessee defense. They're trying to make sure they've got energy to make it happen.
Attitude and mind goes a long way when you are fatigued. Oh, those two fifth-year seniors on that defensive front. The work to be done, though. And Georgia will keep coming at him.
Keep this in mind. Gunnar Stockton, even though he got into that SEC championship game, he's making his first career start in an SEC game in this kind of atmosphere with this kind of finish.
On the move. And chucks it incomplete down the far sidelines. Came off the bench against Texas, showed toughness as a flag out. Obviously, the playoff game against Notre Dame was very, very tough situation against Al Golden's defense.
Yeah, very tough. Turrentine's going to get a penalty here, too, in orange.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Really no need at all to push in the back. And Josh Heupel saying that ball's not catchable. How's that a penalty? That's what I was saying. The ball, there's really no need for 2 to make this push. This ball's out of bounds. Phil, what do you think about that ball not being catchable? That ball's pretty clearly out of bounds.
It might have been going out of bounds, but it took away an true opportunity for
That's
catch.
enough contact for you?
Yes, the push in the back.
The push in the back was clear. I just didn't know if the ball was out of bounds far enough, but took away the opportunity.
Wasn't the most aggressive push I've seen. Ball at the 40 now. At the play fake, pressure, checks it down to the screen, and Lawson Lucky, the tight end, kind of stumbles forward, but will lose a couple.
Yeah, the timing off there because of the pressure. This offensive line, again, they've got some new guys in. You're trying to set up the timing of a screen. You got to do a good job of holding that pass rush out before you release to get out there to get it in front of the back. That time they got out too quick. Made it easy for Tennessee's rush to affect Gunnar Stockton and the timing of that pass.
Stockton has a clean pocket this time, delivers across the middle, and the catch is made by Sokovi White-Helton, involved for the first time today. Redshirt freshman picks up 17 there in Tennessee territory.
And that time he got back to the top of his route, showed good patience as a pocket quarterback, let the route finish, put the ball right on the money. And with that accuracy, you saw the yards there after the catch. Good job, good effort there by 18 to get involved in this game.
Again, time to throw, but Stockton's going to run out anyway. He's across the line, can't throw at this point, and is going to be tackled after a short gain by Colton Hood.
He's looking to his left. I thought he might throw that sail route, but he came off of it because he trusts his legs to make a play. Thought he might try to squeeze that one in. Had a chance for about a 20-yard gain.
They substituted, so Tennessee brings in fresh people in defensive front for this second down play. Bowens takes a turn to the backfield and goes off the left side for no gain. Eason and Bailey, those veterans Holly was talking about, combined there. Third down and 7.
Something to keep in mind, we talked a lot in the last series how Weenie, 52 at right tackle, was struggling. They made a move. Hughley, 55, now is in at right tackle. See if he does a better job in pass pro, especially right here on this third down, where they had a lot of pressure coming off the right. Joseph's lined up across from him to the outside.
They're showing pressure, but don't bring it. Ball is quickly to Bell on the perimeter, who cuts back inside, and Dylan Bell spun down, but it's a first down as he got away from Arion Carter.
It's a good block by Delp in front, but it's just good job of, it's been a great ball carrier after the catch by Dylan Bell. It's one of the best players on this field for Tennessee. Carter, he just misses an open field tackle.
Tempo for Georgia. Bowens on the check down. Knocked down after picking up about 4 inside the 30.
Tennessee barely even lined up that time. Georgia going so fast.
And now Tennessee defender Tyree West, the edge rushers, is being looked at by the athletic training staff. So Georgia has moved it 47 yards in about 3 minutes. A one-score game, but do you put everything into this possession? Do you play it methodically, knowing you need a touchdown and a two-pointer just to force overtime?
Yeah, you have to. You know, 3:37, 3 timeouts, 2-minute timeout.
In other words, you don't need to play it too quick. You're saying
I don't think so. I think it. Right now, you're moving the ball pretty effectively. I think it depends here on these. You know, if you're able to pick up a first down, they're playing with a great deal of urgency, running this tempo.
I think ideally you do want to score quickly, not put everything on the two-pointer.
No.
But if you're not successful, you would have a chance to get the football back one last time. We'll see how they play it. A lot of activity next to us. The Tennessee coaches are just off to our left. There's a lot of gesticulating and defensive guys up here.
Yeah.
Rankings brought to you by Allstate. Yeah, pretty soon they're going to begin the football seasons at Penn State. Villanova, the opponent again. It's going to be back-to-back shutouts for the Nittany Lions. Looking forward to the LSU and Florida game. Miami, there's a weather stoppage in Miami. They continue to lead USF.
Notre Dame, A&M, and South Bend, a big one later tonight.
Really good stuff in primetime. You have to shift back and forth as West makes his way to the sidelines now. Get some energy gel there. Garrett Nussmeier and the Tigers. You know they're going to get a desperate effort from Florida.
Florida's off to a slow start, fresh off of a loss to USF, and they have Miami next week down in Miami. And you got to make a pit stop in Baton Rouge. That's a tough 3 weeks.
2nd and 6. Clock moving. Stockton. Long throw downfield. Incomplete. Colby Young is being boxed out nicely by Colton Hood that time.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one matchup. Gave him a little stutter and go, but you got to give Colton Hood a lot of credit there. You know, he starts to turn back away from the football, but at least he made an effort to find the ball, gave him a chance to get hands out.
Young tried to sell the flag that time. Now it's Bell in the perimeter, and he's knocked down by Ty Redmond. Freshman corner. 3rd down again.
That's just, Chris, that's a quick reaction by the true freshman. That is a huge play. He's had some learning moments today, but that time, because he reacted so quickly, he went right by Delp to be able to make that play.
Correct, but they just moved the marker to 4th down, so 4th down and 6 right here. No field goal attempts. Enormous moment in the recent history of this rivalry. They bring pressure. Stockton together, long throw to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Humphreys! Are you kidding me? A 4th down touchdown. What a throw! A 2-pointer from tying it now. What a ball.
What a throw. What guts. And what a job here by London Humphreys to know exactly where he was. Catches the ball, gets his feet down, easily in for the touchdown. They used a switch release at the line of scrimmage to create the matchup that they wanted, and they got it against the freshman. That is a perfectly thrown football by Gunnar Stockton.
They will go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. This to tie it with 2:32 remaining. Four receivers. Stockton as a runner, always a threat here. Drops back, delivers, wide open, and Zach Branch converts. And Georgia has drawn even. What a drive.
They've been answering all game long, and they do it with the game on the line, essentially. Great job by Gunnar Stockton. And what a catch coming through in the clutch by London Humphreys. out here to your right, able to create this matchup, try to get him against a true freshman. It's exactly what they got. Redmond is pretty good coverage, but that ball is perfectly placed to the outside shoulder. We can get away. That's not enough of a push-off for offensive PI. Just great execution by the Dogs. The two-pointer they used, their fleet-footed branch, use him in motion against man coverage. And really, that's the thing that I think really sets this up is motion inside, put his foot down. Now he darts back to the outside. And that traffic, nobody's able to get back out there on Branch. So Gunnar Stockton, first true road game as a starter in the SEC, has come up big all game long and did it with everything on the line there.
His football is incredible. In offense against an FCS team, Austin Peay, a pretty good one, that was just grinding and methodical. 4 touchdown drives, 1 per quarter last week, but nothing like this. No explosive plays, no downfield shots. You go on the road against Rocky Top, 110,000, and all of a sudden the offense comes to life.
Yeah. Well, they've got a better group of receivers top to bottom. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. But how about the journey that Aguilar has been on? You talked about in the first quarter. He talked about this is a dream to be the quarterback in Tennessee. Maybe this is part of his dream. 38-38 against the Georgia Bulldogs with 2:32 and 3 timeouts. Got to get at least a field goal here.
First play of this possession, so crucial. Can they make a positive play? Can they begin to get the Bulldogs on their heels with tempo? That's the only way they've effectively moved it today, really. Play fake to Thomas, long throw to Staley on the edge. The Dogs close it down after a very short game. Dalen Everett made the play.
And a game of momentum, a game of answers. For this to be the first conference game when you really don't know what you have. You think you know, but until you get tested, you don't know. And both these teams have shown so much, regardless of this finish.
They're going to take this down to the 2-minute timeout. And 2nd and 8. Joe tonight on the Bayou. Here we go, 2nd and 8. Tennessee eager to get this drive started. Threaten Georgia. Across the middle, incomplete. Well, he tried to get it to Kitzelman, the reliable tight end. Chris Cole was in coverage. And now 3rd and 8. They're in danger of punting it away and giving Georgia plenty of time.
You know, Cole is a long linebacker that can rush the quarterback. He can play in coverage. He does a good job defending the run. Really versatile. Now we just saw one quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, make a big play at a critical moment. See what Joey Aguilar does here on this 3rd and 8.
Can he clear out the static in his head and execute in a play unlike he's ever faced in his career? Long throw on the money, caught by Staley. Well done by the quarterback. And it's a first down at the 40.
What a route there to be able to gain separation away from Dalen Everett. Heck of a route by Staley to get that first down.
So now the drive is going. Play with a little tempo here. Star Thomas makes a cut. Thomas gets the edge and is dragged down just inside Georgia territory by Bolden. They'll spot him back on the Tennessee side of the 48.
Star Thomas, you look at his build, 215 pounds. He's more of a one-cut north and south guy, but we've seen him be able to separate in his own right with speed.
Lowers the head and falls forward for about 4. Kyron Jones made the stop. Inside of a minute 30 now.
Yeah, there's Gilbert, his career long at 53. That's the kind of run you expect from Thomas. But again, we've seen him show some nifty feet and some acceleration out there for this Vols offense.
Need about 15 yards to make it inside his field goal range. First down. Run it again to Thomas. Getting closer. Picks up 6.
You got 4 new offensive linemen from this team that last year led the SEC in rushing. And when you know they're going to run the football against this front, they're starting to get a push here, opening up some nice holes for Thomas to be able to get downhill.
Aguilar flushed and fires it into the bench. Closing in with C.J. Allen, so 3rd and 4. Not quite close enough in figure to give Gilbert a go from here.
Yeah, I thought he might pull the trigger. He had Staley in between, kind of found the soft spot in the zone. If he let it go, he had a first down, but I think he wanted to be a little careful there because it would have been a tight squeeze.
Staley's been a huge part of the game, a reliable target, 9 catches, has the touchdown. Brazel's been quiet lately. Kitzelman, the tight end, off to the left. They're going to try to run for it, and they've got their right edge, and they've got a first down at the 35 with Bishop. Right around field goal range where we sit here.
And that's why they spread you out sideline to sideline with their formation. So when that ball bounces, you're so far out as a defensive back, it's hard to come up and help out and run support.
Bishop plows forward, getting a little bit closer for the field goal kicker. Whistle now. And a stoppage of play. Timeout taken by Georgia. Well, this 8-game losing streak against Georgia has been painful. The last win, it took an incredible finish. Georgia takes the lead with 10 seconds to go. For sure they've
Game's
got
over,
it.
right?
So finished, but 2 penalties set up Joshua Dobbs for a Hail Mary shot. And Jawan Jennings for Butch Jones, a miracle. That's what it took to beat Georgia, and they haven't done it since.
That was 2016. Wow.
Since then, there have been some wild finishes. Georgia's found a way to come from behind. And Max Gilbert, never been in this position before. No game-tying or go-ahead field goal in the 4th quarter in his career.
That look right there sums it up. That sums up the Vol Nation right there.
If they don't get a yard closer,
wow,
it's 49 from here. He wants to believe, but it's hard, given the history.
Well, now it just comes down to where does your kicker like the football? You got a couple timeouts. You want to put him where he loves it, whether it's the right hash, the middle, whatever it might be.
Wouldn't hurt to get a little closer, though.
Get a little closer. This offensive line has been doing a pretty good job on this drive, getting a push. You got Deshaun Bishop now in the game for Star Thomas, running the football, more of a power back.
Quick throw, caught, Kitzelman, tight end, knocked out of bounds, and now they're comfortably within field goal range.
Well, they called that from the sideline. You'd think they might run the football, but they sensed that they had a blitz. They could get the tight end outside. It would take C.J. Allen, who was off in coverage, too much time to get out there. Quick throw, some positive yards.
Now it's 3rd down and a long one. You can get the first down and basically run the clock down and set up for the field goal. Leaning across that marker is Bishop. Kirby Smart charging out to call the timeout. It's a first down. That's kind of a moot point, the timeout at this point.
At this point, yeah, that's what it. Now it definitely is about positioning the football.
Bishop picks his way, gets it closer to the center of the field, and he'll be shoved back with 12 seconds to go.
And Josh Heupel used one of his timeouts here.
Actually, Georgia took that one, Kirk.
Okay.
Heupel still got all 3.
He ran out there to get hit.
You know, you talk about the 4th quarter conditioning, Will. All the coach speak, but it really is what this is about. This is a 12-play drive. After Georgia had come down, scored, and hit a 2-pointer to tie it. And Tennessee has been the one so far able to respond.
Big time.
And it may prove decisive.
Yeah, it sure could. Both these teams have I've had a chance to respond, see if Gilbert ultimately at the end of the day is the guy that's got to respond. But these crowd shots that we're showing, I think it really just sum up the pain that Tennessee fans have felt since 2016 when Josh Dobbs did make that throw.
It's mid-September, by the way. SEC opener for both teams, and you can see how much it matters. They don't want to hear about the standings. They don't want to hear about you can take a loss and still do this, that, the other thing. This is so personal, and there's so much history between these programs, and it's all been on Georgia's side for the last 8 seasons. Offense out there to snap it, you would think, one more time. Second down. From here, it would be about a 41, 42-yard attempt. Bishop barrels for a couple more to the 20. Just got to execute the snap and the handoff, and then at both hands on the football, and the clock ticks down to 7 seconds. It's third down, and one more timeout taken. You envision this moment as a kicker ever since you decide this is what I want to try to do with my athletic career is be a football kicker. You think about this situation, you work on the mechanics, you try to make the muscle memory kind of foolproof so that you can get out there and figure your head and execute.
This muscle memory, right? You rep, 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 rep.
Ollie, what does it look like with Gilbert on that sideline?
Well, I've been standing right beside him, and he's taken a few kicks. He just came back off the field. He's going to take another kick right now, but I see him taking big, deep breaths. One of his coaches has come over and had some conversations with him. He just keeps shaking his head, but I see him really just trying to lock in mentally and focus, but use his breathing techniques to stay calm in this big moment.
Don't jinx it. Don't say anything.
Me?
No, she just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or you. Nobody. I just hope my man makes it through the end of this game. I feel like he's coaching.
He's going to save his excitement for if that ball sails through the uprights.
Yeah, ball's been on the right hash most of this drive. Bishop had a run that got it all the way back to the left. They had time to kind of get it off that hash. See if they still try to maybe sneak it and get it a little bit closer to the middle of the field with 7 seconds and still a couple of the timeouts left. Can easily get this position exactly where he wants it.
Well, now it's Heupel standing ready to call his timeout. And this is just complicated things. A false start before the snap.
Before the snap,
to back him up 5.
Start, offense number 74. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down. Please reset the game clock to 7 seconds.
Sham and Maroff.
Maroff, the left guard, 74. Yep, little slight movement there.
Well, they had a cushion.
Every yard.
Makes it more interesting, though. And that's it. Heupel's seen enough. That false start backed him up. It'll be about a 42-yard attempt as Max Gilbert lives every kicker's dream. Chance with a swing of his leg to deliver an enormous win for Tennessee and end this losing streak at 8. 1 for 1 today. Drives it. It's fading. And he missed it wide to the right. Did the 5-yard penalty make a difference? It backed him up. They couldn't get it to the center of the field. Had to try it from that left hash.
No matter how many times you practice in camp, no matter what you do to try to create that pressure, nothing you can do as a college coach matches what Gilbert just faced. A chance to win this game. In a rivalry game we haven't won since 2016. Game on a line. In a moment, maybe just too much. Misses to the right. Egler thought they had it won.
And we look headed for overtime. 3 seconds. Georgia spent all their timeouts on defense there, so this is going to be kneel down there in position. And if Tennessee is going to break this streak today, it's going to take overtime to do it.
Not only do you miss the last-second field goal, I think the fans, it's like the win is taken away from you, right? And now the air in the building is just taken out as you head into overtime.
Before we get to OT,
starting at the opponent's 25-yard line. If it goes to a second overtime, teams again start at the 25-yard line, but must attempt a 2-point conversion after a touchdown with no extra points allowed. From the third overtime on, teams alternate 2-point conversion attempts from the 3-yard line until the game is decided.
Just in case you're new to this, these teams are not part of that streak. Georgia overtime win. Actually before the streak, but in 2013, game-winning field goal. See Marlowe, I don't have his mic on. Or...
What do you call it? Heads, drop it, do it again. And it is heads. So you want to play defense, offense, you play defense. So which way do you want to go? Go that way. Okay?
Tennessee will get the football first. Always win and choose defense. This is the 4th down touchdown throw to Humphries. Beautiful ball, great catch. The 2-point conversion nicely executed to get this game even. Branch made the catch and then just could not complete that swing. Little breakdown in technique under pressure. Will he be called on again? He's been walking around by himself. Could have been carried out the field. Should be a field rush at this moment if he makes that kick. Instead, wondering if we'll have another opportunity.
Well, like we've talked throughout this game, we've seen so many moments in this game where we've seen the big play and we've seen one opponent tested to see if they could come back, and they more often than not answered the bell. There's so momentum, ability to fight back. It's no wonder we're at 38-38 and headed to overtime. And now it's not just about the offenses executing in a tight area, of course, in the red zone. It's about the defenses, fatigue. They try to rotate bodies, try to stay fresh. When this game started, it was 90 degrees throughout most of this game. So stamina and staying mentally sharp, a big part of this overtime period for these defenses.
And for Tennessee, the focus shifts back to Aguilar, trying to create some magic here in his SEC debut. From the 25, Bishop is the back. Play fake. Deflected, fell dangerously incomplete there. Tried to find Matthews, who couldn't collect that.
He put a lot on this ball. Matthews right there to the inside on the slot. Has an opening there. He just puts it a little bit too far out in front, puts a lot on it. And Matthews, who's been pretty short-handed this game, unable to bring that one down.
There's a 2nd down run off the left side by Bishop. It'll set up 3rd and long. Kristen Miller on the stop.
When your game's on a line, you turn to your best players to make a play. Miller that time fighting off a double team, just holding his point. Got that entire defensive front, the linebackers able to build a wall there. Nowhere to run for Bishop. Big 3rd down.
You don't get it, Kirk. Trot Gilbert back out there. It would be a very similar field goal attempt to the one he just missed if they don't get closer. Pressure comes late. Aguilar flips it incomplete. There was no one there Kitzelman had lined up on that side, but he didn't go out.
Well, he came down to be able to help out because he saw the blitz coming, and when the blitz came, he was occupied. He had to pick up that blitz with Aguero, so he did not have a chance to release. There was nobody out in that right flat where he threw the football. So like you said, it's almost the exact same spot on the field, near that left hash.
Exactly.
Take two. Pushed it right.
Can he find his technique this time to give Tennessee the lead? This one is driven straight through. Wishing he could have done that a few minutes ago, but puts the onus back on Georgia. The lead is 3.
But you got to say this. Hell of a job of stepping up after feeling like you let the entire Vol Nation down. He comes right back, same spot on the field, and shows some fortitude in his own right to be able to make that kick.
No doubt. That was just not a good sequence for Aguilar and this offense.
Now, they've been really hot or really cold. There hasn't been a whole lot in the middle. It's either scoring in the blink of an eye or just kind of out of sync, stuck in second gear.
You face George in this situation. Put your big boy britches on. The Dogs typically will try to run it right through you in this situation.
And keep in mind down here, we've talked a lot tonight. Gunnar Stockton, very, very mobile. He's run it 13 times tonight. And when in doubt, he will he'll rely on his legs as much as anything when he drops back to throw.
Frazier's the back. He's got it. Can he get the edge? Cuts inside. Nate Frazier down the sideline. Grabbed out of bounds inside the 5. Turrentine saved a touchdown, but he rips off 21.
They go heavy with a heavy look. 3 tight ends. How about 56 out in front? Micah Morris, great job of pulling around. I thought with that acceleration, he might be able to get all the way to the end zone, but good job of hustling here by Turrentine to be able to keep him short. But what a first play by the Georgia Bulldog offense in this overtime period.
Farouk, the safety, is the Tennessee player down at the 5-yard line. They come right out swinging. Now a 1st and goal to end it right here with a touchdown.
And they go with their 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. Chris, you warned them. This is usually where you see.
I think they knew.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Georgia does. That's their identity. That's who they are. That's what they believe in, and that's where they like to test you, challenge you. Especially when we talk about the fatigue, the mental and physical fatigue of these defenses.
There was no way Kirby Smart and Mike Bobo were going to get cute at the beginning of that drive, and I don't think they will down here either. What a start to this SEC season for both these schools. Georgia's got Bama coming in a couple of weeks. The test will continue.
The greatest thing Kirby Smart has seen from his team is on the road with a new starting quarterback, some new pieces, like that next wave of 5-stars. They have been tested. They've answered already 4 times when they've been trailing and had to come back. If they're able to put the game-winning touchdown, it'll be the 5th time they'll have had to answer while trailing.
3 tight ends in the game. 1st and goal. Big Josh McCray is the back. McCray hammers. Falls forward to about the 1.
Well, he is a handful at 240 pounds. They don't even care, he's getting the ball. Can you stop him? Not to mention with those big offensive linemen leaning on you.
And 3 tight ends.
Dogs at 197 on the ground, 304 through the air, over 500 yards of offense.
It's got to be McCray again, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, he's 240 pounds, or you put it into his belly and you pull it, the quarterback goes around the edge, is the other option.
McCray driving, reaching for the end zone. Spotted short. 3rd down coming up.
If he's short, he's about on the 6-inch line. I don't know if they'll review this or not. I don't know if he was able to lean and push the ball across.
Reached it.
Watch right there. That's a touchdown. Yeah, that's a win.
Ball broke the
That's
plane.
ball game. That's a Georgia win. He got across.
Review in the play right now.
Short of the goal line. Previous plays under further review.
It was hard to see live, but he did take a risk, by the way,
And the left
ball into
knee,
traffic.
Left knee stayed up. It looked close, like the left knee might have touched, but the left knee never touched.
Well, this is going to be some delayed pain for 109,000.
Yeah, but everybody at home
Stadium
sees what we see.
Yeah,
See that
no.
left knee never touched. Came close.
Oh,
And then the ball breaks the plane.
right there.
Right there.
Yep. The guy who scored 10 rushing touchdowns for Illinois a year ago transferred up here. 240 pounds joining this rotation, and a key part pounding away inside in the second half.
McCrae's like, that's a touchdown. I got it.
I got in.
Yeah, I got it. That's a touchdown. Both these
Man,
teams.
still reviewing it as you would methodically in this situation. One more look.
Yeah, the knee.
After further review, it is a touchdown.
Yeah.
Game is over.
And the Dogs do it again. Prolonging Volunteer misery in this head-to-head.